bad, y'all. I don't even know what the hell happened. Okay, I know that was
I was like, so should I just kind of take a nap, or what am I gonna do here?
look. I know that was the longest intro ever. My computer actually restarted on me, straight up, just restarted on
Hey,
me.
at least they kept going though.
Yeah, that's the thing I love. So I apologize, guys. My bad. I ain't mean for all that to happen like that. But yeah. Welcome to the Gridiron.
What's up, y'all? You got hit already trolling. Talk about Imagine P live for 3 minutes and still not starting.
Hey, bro. Listen, I didn't mean for all that to happen. Okay. And look, now my audio is going
Technical
crazy again.
difficulties,
Here we
man.
go with
That's
this
all right.
shit.
That's all right, man. What's
All right,
up, Rig? How you doing?
what's going on, Rick?
Welcome, man.
I
Happy
know, Hit.
Saturday, everybody.
Listen, it's the Gridiron. I'm Jersey the King. As always, he's Double G. And we got a great show for you guys today. This week I actually put out a post out on Facebook about how would everyone feel about with the Pac-12 being depleted next season, and basically only having two teams right now. How would everyone feel about the NCAA adding HBCUs to the Pac-12? We'll get into that later. So that's going to be part of a new segment we got coming up this week called Topic of the Week. So we're going to basically, we're going to start putting out topics every week, and we'll see what we get. We'll basically see the response we get throughout the week, and then come showtime, we'll basically talk about it, and we'll go through everything that we've gotten as far as people's responses and things. And also, happy Veterans Day out there to all the
Yes.
men and women of all of our armed forces. I have a lot of family members that are or was in the military and veterans. My uncles, my sister. My sister actually just retired in October, so congratulations to her on that as well. But salute to all the veterans out there. We thank you
Yes.
for everything you guys have done
Happy
for us.
Veterans Day to everybody who has ever served this country, man. We appreciate every single one of you, and those who are still here, those who are not. We appreciate y'all, man. Definitely.
Yes, sir. Now, Gabe, Double
Yep.
G, are
What
you
up?
ready,
I am ready.
ladies and gentlemen?
Let's get it on.
We have been dealing with this bull crap for way too long. All right. This is probably going to be the last time until we actually get some damn news that we're really going to talk about this merger. All right. No news is being given out. It's just a bunch of speculation. I'm serious. It's ridiculous. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? We sit here as fans, hardcore fans, on top of that, and you tell us, hey, these two spring leagues are emerging. We're getting excited. Like, okay, cool. A lot of us figured it was going to happen,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that was how many months ago?
Yeah, it's been a while now. It's been a while now. And yet,
So,
here we are. Here we are,
exactly.
still with the same amount of knowledge of this thing as we had when they just announced an intent to merger, which was already a while back. That's it. That's it. That's all we know.
And here's the crazier thing. Supposedly, the season's supposed to start in February when the XFL season normally starts. Well, would normally start, I should say. So, that's the case. It's what, November now?
Yeah.
December, January. 3 months away, y'all. We are 3 months away from this supposed start of the season. So, Gabe, my question to you, everyone out there watching, my question to you, was I right? Do you think I'm right? Do y'all think I'm right? Are they going to play out their seasons and then the
I
merge
think they
happens
are.
in 2025?
I think they are. I think you have to, first of all, because the XFL has to because of the money they've already collected on season ticket holders.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to. You have
Unless
to
you want to
play
give out
this
a
out.
handful of refunds.
Yeah. And what did I tell you, man, when this merger thing first started? I said, if it's not by the beginning of October, I said if we don't have an official merger, then it's too late. They need to go into the spring season as separate leagues or
Hmm.
don't do any football. But you can't do no football because then that's it. Nobody's going to watch when you come back in 2025. So
Exactly.
that, and so once October started, I'm like, yeah, no, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because they're going to have to rush it. So yeah, I think you're right. I think these the leagues have to play their seasons out. Anything less than that is going to be just a setup for failure. Like even if you were to say, okay, we'll shorten the seasons. Nah, the season's already short enough. Or they say, we'll just only do one of the leagues. No. Mm-mm. So
We
that's the only way I see it, bro.
we're getting. I dare them to say we'll shorten the season. Y'all play just as many games as college football, damn near. And college football teams play maybe one or two more games than the XFL and the
Yeah.
USFL. You get a 10-week season. College football gets 12 regular season. You know what I mean? I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And then they got the conference championships.
Yeah.
If you make it to the conference championship, more than likely, you're looking at, if you're a Power Five conference, you're looking at possibly being in the college football playoff. You gonna shorten this damn season? I dare them to say some stupid crap like that. But what I really think is going on, honestly, I think what's going on is they are going to play out their seasons, because why keep signing all these players to these teams that are supposedly not going to be a part of this merge?
Hmm.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? What's the point?
Exactly. That's exactly the point right there. Is that you can't do that. You can't. Mm-mm.
Exactly, Rick. They've lost so much from the fans. If they don't do a season, they might as well not even try in 2025. And that's the
No.
thing.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying too. Like you have to have seasons next in the spring. You have to.
Hey, Train, what's going on?
What's up?
Um,
So hold on. Sorry, that's because I was looking at something online. Now I'm trying to see with this whole merger thing, bro. You brought up sorry, you brought up the other day you talked to me about something that Michael Lathrop had told you, and I like following him because I like the way he talks about the league and stuff. And
mhm.
what from all of these the guys that have a little bit of access to insiders, bro, that you got connections with, let me ask you, what are their thoughts as far as where we're at now? Is it on point with everything that you and I have talked about and what you said about, okay, at this point, you got to have separate seasons and that's it. Anything less is a failure. Are they on point from what you're hearing from your connections?
To a certain extent, but a lot of people are still up in the air with everything. That's the thing. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't really know what's going on. But in my personal opinion, I think what's taking so long is they're getting everything together. I really think that they're going to play out these seasons separately in 2024,
Mm-hmm.
and the full merge is going to happen in the 2025 season. It's just going to set it up, because again, I
Yes.
keep bringing this up. When you purchase season tickets, if you are a current season ticket deposit maker, I guess you could say, if you notice, there are 6 home games, 6 away games. Why? Why are you adding games if something ain't going on? We're not
Exactly.
can't
Exactly.
sit here and sell season tickets and add 2 extra games for a possible playoff. No. No. That's not what it's for. If you really sit back and look at it, they added a game, and I really believe the merge was coming when they did this. They added a game, home and away,
Yeah.
so that we can have USFL versus XFL matchups next season. I really think they're sitting here trying to get stadiums for the USFL teams. I really believe that's what's taking so long. They're trying to get stadiums for the USFL teams. They're trying to see if they can find something for Vegas. They already got Houston taken care of. They may have to move the Houston Gamblers eventually, so they're probably preparing for that. Or you may see some changes this offseason in the USFL as far as team being moved to set up the merge to actually work. So they don't, when the merge comes, they don't have to say, well, we're changing these teams' names or we're moving this team here and moving this team there. It's already done.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I think they're really sitting here trying to get everything together. They're going to play out their seasons. The XFL is going to play out their season. The USFL is going to play out their season. During the season, the XFL teams are going to play one game against the USFL team, a home game and or two games, a home game and away game. And then when the playoffs come, both champions of each league are going to eventually play for the new merged leagues championship. And that's how they'll start off the 2025 season, already having a champion from the previous season.
Yeah.
I think that's what's taking so long.
Well, whatever it is, man, all I know is they're losing interest right now. If you're going to play both seasons, damn it, announce that shit right now. Because we're just losing interest at this point. Everybody, even the hardcores of these leagues that supported this from the jump like we did, we're even starting to say, man, you know what? They don't even give a damn about us enough to at least tell us what they're planning on doing come February. Right. You know what I mean? So it's making people lose interest.
Honestly, I think they're waiting to announce it all at one time. It could be possible.
Problem with that is, bro, is that, like I said, they're just losing interest at this point. You can announce it all at one time, but I guarantee you there's going to be people by then that are like, that we're on board with all this. They're going to be like, nah, y'all go ahead.
It better come before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Hell, maybe
because
even
if you wait till December, oh, it's wraps. It's wraps. Yeah. Because what are you going to do? Announce it and then say, oh, these teams are already starting training camp because they got to get ready for the season in February?
Sure, you know, if I'm Fox, if you're smart, making a special announcements of this stuff during the Thanksgiving Day game, because you've got the eyes of the nation on you at that point. On Thanksgiving Day, you know, you got the game on Fox, and make a teaser, little announcement, a commercial, something on there when everybody's watching. That it's a big stage
at halftime.
Yeah, it's a big stage because, like I said, you'll have a national audience. We all know that the Thanksgiving games are among the highest rated of the year. So why not
play it at each Thanksgiving game at halftime?
Yeah. So
if there's 3 games, and no, you're right.
Jackie?
What's going on, bro?
But you got to remember, Fox has the controlling interest in this new league coming in. So that's why they're not just, yes, they are focused on NFL, but trust me, they also
I understand where A-Train's coming from. On Thanksgiving games, they're solely focused on the NFL. I get where he's coming from on that.
But what I'm saying is advertisement. I'm not talking about, you don't have to do it while you're in the game. I'm talking about advertisement. Come on, Ray. Hey,
I hope Ohio State get their ass whipped today. So how about that?
What I'm saying is, hell, you can do it in a commercial spot. You know what I mean? You're not taking any attention away from the actual game that's being shown. If you're doing it in a commercial spot, Fox knows what they're doing, man. So it wouldn't surprise me for them to do something like that. You know what I mean? And maybe you're right. But you know what? Fox owns this thing. So they're not just going to sit there and say, well, we have a golden opportunity to push ahead for this. I'm not even talking about making a big spot. You give a 10-second teaser during a commercial spot. Coming soon. Boom. Whatever the league's going to be called. You know what I mean? And then that's it. What does that do, though? You don't even have to show anything else. What would that do?
I feel you. It's like playing commercials during the Super Bowl.
And I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but Why
It wouldn't be
would
a
why
bad
not?
marketing strategy.
If they're ready, it'd be an excellent marketing strategy for Fox because you're not putting too much effort into it. You're not taking too many eyes away from what's going on in the NFL. Not that that's going to happen anyways, because the NFL is king anyways. So it doesn't matter if hell they can even air it like you said during a big screen at halftime during the game. It ain't going to matter because it's not going to hurt the NFL. You know what I mean?
My team sucked since the beginning of the season when we had Jeff Sims bum ass in there who can't even hold on to the football rig. Okay, not to get off topic, I'm just saying. Okay, but this Penn State and Michigan game, oh, this is good, and we talking about Michigan today too, y'all. Ooh, it's gonna be
And
good.
they are up right now. By the way,
Hick makes a good point. Fox is greedy; they're gonna get the money worth off the thing one way or another. Yeah, you're right. So they're gonna focus on the NFL during the holiday. That's why I say they have to do it before Thanksgiving.
you know what they could even do, bro? They don't even have to make the announcement. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Just real quick. It doesn't even have to be an announcement. You could do a quick little 10-second spot on a commercial that just says all it's going to say is spring football announcement coming soon, coming this day. And that's it. You get people talking. It doesn't reveal pretty much any information. What you do is you get people talking and saying, okay, we got something big coming soon. And that's it.
We're only down 7-0. Stop it. My bad. But no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. No, me and Ray gonna keep going because he's a Raiders fan and an Ohio State Buckeye. You know, I got to go after him because my team's the Nebraska Cornhuskers. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I mean, I just feel like
no signs today. Michigan can't steal no signs today. But no,
they're being watched.
I agree with you to a certain extent, but I also agree with A-Train when it comes to the NFL and what they be focused on because you got to imagine it's a holiday. It's holiday games. You know what I mean? They want it all about the NFL and what they're doing for their holidays and how they're giving back, and it's going to be a bunch of that promo. You know what I mean? So I feel they should make the announcement, whether the announcement be, hey, we're making an announcement soon, or he said a 10-second spot for spring football announcement. Hell no, Fox would never. Not yet. Now, getting closer to the Super Bowl, then yeah, because then people would be ready for it, but you got to make some type of announcement about it now.
That's what I'm saying.
Some type of announcement for it now. Whether it be, hey, we're going to announce everything that's going on with it by this date, or whether it be the actual announcement. Because people are tired of waiting. People are tired of speculating. And at the end of the day, now don't get me wrong, if they come out tomorrow or Monday morning and say, hey, we're going to make an announcement this Friday, every single Facebook group going to blow the hell up. All right, so this is what they're going to do.
And then it's just going to be the same regurgitated crap that we've been seeing for the last month. You know what I mean? And it's going to annoy the crap out of me, Jersey. It's going to annoy the shit out of me. I already know.
Me too. And I'm tired of hearing that announcement coming soon crap too. I just want an announcement. Tell us what's going on. That's why I haven't really been doing anything. But I do believe, there's a reason that all these letters of intents are out. I do believe there's a reason that these teams haven't been really doing much, but I also am intrigued on why some players are selling their gear. So we just gotta see, man. We just gotta see. That's all it boils down to.
That's it.
That's it.
Like I said, I ain't.
You're just adding more fuel to the fire already going on, but the time it happens. And don't get me wrong, you're right. All that's going to do is just add more fuel to the fire. But at the end of the day, you got some people out there that are so hardcore fans about this that they're going to just keep speculating until the actual announcement comes out, and they're not going to care. And when the announcement finally does, a lot of them people are going to be disappointed. I'm telling you that right now.
And that's why I'm just like telling you, man, I'm done. Like, I'm done talking about it until something happens. Everybody's
Yeah.
being on Facebook and everybody, all these, different USFL and XFL sites. Everybody's talking about, there's a rumor it's coming this week. There's a leak it's coming this week. Oh, we got a legit source saying it's coming this week. No, I don't give a damn about your legit source because I'm tired of hearing it. When it
Mhm.
happens, we'll go in on it.
Exactly.
Until
And we'll
then,
dive deep.
until
There's
then,
not enough
people
to
can
talk about.
speculate, talk about rumors all they want, talk about a rumored leak coming. It don't matter. It
It
don't
really
matter.
doesn't. Because at the
Mm-mm.
end of the day, it doesn't let us know anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
that could
Rick,
happen.
they're losing it already, Rick. You
Yeah.
know that they're already losing it, man. They're lost. I mean, I got people that follow my show that were like, man, I got them into, they were like, man, you got me into these spring leagues this year, and by now they're like, yeah, dog, you know what? I'm good.
Mhm.
You know, I'm good. And it's only the hardcores like us that are still going, and that's messed up because they've already lost a potential kind of casual fan base that you need. You need the casual fan base because that's where the money comes from, man. And it's kind of they're losing it already, man. But you're right,
Yeah.
Rick. You're right.
So, with that being said, until they make an announcement, there really isn't much left to talk about when it comes to the spring
Nah.
leagues right now. But I believe the AFL starting their season, the new merged Arena Football League, they're coming back. They're about to start their season. The Indoor Football League has just released their schedule. So, yeah, things are going well for those leagues. So, if you're interested in indoor football or arena football, which is another part of indoor football, I guess it's another version of indoor football, just a different name. But
Bring back the American Football League, damn it. At least they were ready to roll, man, when they came that 1 year, a couple years ago. I got into that too, man. It just didn't have the
I mean,
support.
I'll support the league. I'll watch the game because I love football. I'm a football fanatic. But as far as like if I ain't got no Vipers team, I'm not gonna continue covering
Yeah, I feel
a
you.
team. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, all right, well, I'm gonna start covering this team. Hell no. I can't
Yeah,
do that. I
yeah.
cannot do that. I live in Vegas. I rock with Vegas. Don't get me wrong, I'm not from Vegas. I'm from New Jersey, but I live in Vegas.
All good, bro.
Right.
That's all good. That don't matter.
You see, I'm a golden knight, you know what I mean? I'm a golden knight. You feel me?
Golden
Like
Knight.
we're trying to run that back to back NHL Stanley Cup championship. I'm just saying, good morning, B. Welcome in.
Hey, B, how you doing, B?
It's the AFL is back, Arena Football League.
AFL. Yeah.
They do have slam ball back on
Slam
TV. What
ball.
you talking about?
Man,
A
I couldn't
Train, get
stand
on
slam
them.
ball.
Get
I
on them, A
tried, man.
Train.
I
Get
tried
on
getting
them, A
into
Train.
slam ball
Because
back then, man.
A Train covers the slam ball, and they just had slam ball back on TV from Thursday to Sunday. Slam ball was on ESPN, if I'm not mistaken. I watched some games because the mob is my squad. So yeah,
Rig. Rig.
wow, Rig.
We are all in agreement. No.
Thank you.
Man,
Slam
you're
ball is
crazy,
back.
Rig.
Slam ball is back on telly. But yeah, man, I'm just I'm just waiting for them to do something. And get them damn execs
Yeah.
to get their head out their asses and give us some type of information. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, let's move on to some NFL.
Let's go.
Now, week 10's
Let's
coming up, but
go.
last week there were some good games. We talked about the Bengals and the Bills, which was a good game. Can't even lie. We talked about that last week, and try to tell you, them Bengals. I try to tell y'all, everybody who said the Bills were gonna win, I'm sorry. Told y'all, Bengals was gonna win. I told you. Now, the Chiefs and Dolphins game, Gabe, I gotta give it to you. You told me Patrick Mahomeboy and KFC was going to fry some Dolphins up,
Yeah.
start serving. So and I mean Tyreek did his thing, but Tyreek,
Tyreek, though, man, he had some drops, bro. He wasn't himself. And
yeah,
then that play, man, what was it, the fourth quarter when I don't even know if it was the fourth, but when they just took the ball out of his hands. Dude
Yeah,
took the ball out of his hands and said, "I'm gonna go the other way now."
go the
You
other
know,
way,
and
and then
take
he
this
was
to the
about to get
house.
tackled, and then he
Yeah.
lateraled to his man's, and his man just dipped on everybody and was like, "I'm out." I was
But you
like,
know what? I got to be honest with you, bro. I knew Mahomes would still. He's almost like an elite game manager this season. He can still put up the big throws, but you know what I mean. But he's been able to dial it down this year. But that defense, and that's because of that defense. I was
"Yeah,
really surprised. I expected the defense to show up a little bit, but I didn't expect them to really play the wide receivers as well as they did. You know, I knew Chris Jones. We knew he was going to get his pressures and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I'm really impressed with that Chiefs defense this year, bro. They've been top 5 for a while now, and it's weird because it's a top defense that people are still sleeping on.
yeah."
You know what I
I
mean?
agree
And
with that.
so I was impressed with the defense, but you know the Chiefs, whether it's winning ugly or not, man, they keep winning. They keep winning, and it's
Yeah,
they're a
Kentucky
hard
Fried
team to
Chicken
beat,
keep
man.
winning.
Hey, man, you know Andy Reid, best coach in the league right now. So he's yeah.
Oh, we gonna talk about him. Don't get it twisted. I was gonna bring him up, but I like the way Joe Bang. I was about to call him Joe Bangle. I like the way Joe Burrow played last week. You can tell that calf injury is well gone. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
bro, what was he? He was 30,
Looking
31
good.
of 44.
Yeah,
You know,
he was
over
looking good.
300 yards passing, man. The dude balled out last. No interceptions last week. That was big.
Yeah,
That was
that was
big.
big. Now he
Yeah.
is gonna be without who is it? Tyler Boyd or
Jamar
T
Chase.
Higgins today?
Oh, Higgins. I'm sorry. It's going to be without Higgins. He
We're
will
gonna be
have
without
Boyd.
Higgins
He will have
tomorrow.
Boyd, and Jamar Chase did get back to practice this week, 2 days
Yes.
in a row. So it looks like he's good to go. But even if it's without Higgins or one of those two, Boyd is more than capable of stepping into the role. We've seen it happen. So
I like this. You think it can
nah,
happen?
not
You
on the
think
road.
that
If this was in
can
Houston, if it was in Houston, I might call this. Yeah.
I don't
I
know. I
don't
think
I don't think
Houston's
so,
young
man.
defense is
You
a
got
little
to
bit better
remember
than
that Houston defense, as good as they looked early on, first quarter of the season, these last few games, man, they've been giving up yards and points. They had to win a shootout last week at
They've been
home.
playing a little bit better
So,
competition too, though, and they've been learning. You can tell this defense is going to be dangerous by the end of
man,
this
Baker
season.
Baker Mayfield lit up that defense last week with no
We
run
want to
game.
sit here,
With no run
you
game.
want to sit here and act like Baker Mayfield can't throw the ball.
No,
Let's stop.
Baker Mayfield is
Baker
playing well this
Mayfield
year,
can
but he's
ball.
not playing
He
elite.
just
He looked elite last week.
he rig is on you.
We'll talk after the game. Yeah.
No,
Hey,
he did set a rookie record. CJ Stroud is that dude.
you did?
I
Mhm.
can't even lie. This year, out of rookie quarterbacks, CJ
What I
Stroud is
tell
that
you?
dude.
What I tell you before the
But I
draft?
think Will Levy's going.
Been telling people before the draft, this was the dude that Carolina should have drafted. Now, I don't know if he'd be
No,
having
they
this
shouldn't.
kind of season in
No, they shouldn't.
Carolina. He wouldn't be having this kind of season because he doesn't have, Carolina. Bryce Young was put into a losing situation off the bat. We all know
Yep.
this. So CJ would not be playing this well in Carolina. I don't believe he would. But
No,
the reason he is right now, bro, to be honest, he's got good coaching, of course, a new coach with D'Amico Ryans, and he's got some good young talent around him, a solid defense. But I think like we talked about when the season started, this dude was the most NFL ready. He was the most of the guys in the draft that was ready to come in, hit the ground running. And that was very impressive last week, my friend.
Mhm.
I cannot even. I was like, man, I was on board with this dude coming into the draft, but damn, even I didn't see like something like last week's game coming. So, and it's not like that Tampa defense is completely horrible. They still got some good veterans on that defense. So, what he was able to do, especially without their run game really being a key factor, got to give it up to CJ, man. I really do. I
way
really
he
do.
the the way he made that fourth quarter comeback look so easy.
Yeah. And that was crazy too because Baker did it like right before. Baker brought the team down, and they took the
And then
lead late.
CJ
And
said,
it was
"Look,
like,
I can
damn,
do it
yeah,
too. I could do that
yeah,
too, bro. Watch this.
yeah.
I could do it better."
It was dope. It was dope.
He looked really good in that game. I can't even lie. I have CJ Stroud winning Rookie of the Year, hands down.
Oh yeah, he's got that locked up now.
Offensive Rookie of the Year.
He can decide to say, you know what, not that
I
it's going to happen,
I think Will Levis will get his name in that conversation by the end of the season, since he's going to be the starter because I feel Will Levis is another quarterback like CJ Stroud coming into this draft this past season or this past draft.
I really felt that Levis dropped too far. Yeah.
NFL ready QBs, I feel CJ Stroud, Will Levis, and maybe somewhat a little bit of Anthony Richardson. And the only reason why I say Anthony Richardson is because he's like Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, coming out of college. His feet are dangerous. He can still throw the rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just needs to learn how to be more of a pocket passer when it needs to, or when he needs to, excuse me, and use your feet when you need to. You don't need to sit here and drop back and fucking I'm gonna run. Drop back.
One thing
I'm gonna run. You know what I mean?
One thing that Levis has that CJ doesn't is, hey John, is that run game.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's really going to help Levis, is that they're stacking the box against Henry all the time. And that's why you're starting to see the Hopkins wake up a little bit now. You know, like Levis is like, hey, I'm going to get you the ball, dog. I'm going to get it to you. Now, can you imagine if Trey Burke would keep his ass on the field? I'm telling you, bro, they're going to have to go out and draft another wide receiver because Trey Burke's already injury prone. He was the guy they were supposed to use to replace A.J. Brown. Now imagine if he was healthy and you would have those two receivers to help Levis when they're in single coverage. But the Derrick Henry factor is something that CJ does not have. So that could help Levis in his development. I don't know if there's enough time left in the season, me personally, for him to do. He would really have to light it up in a lot of these games for him to put his name in that offensive rookie of the year conversation, because I think you still got guys like Addison who would be right behind CJ Stroud. But either way, I think CJ Stroud is just he could decide to say, you know what, let's tank the rest of the year for a higher pick, and I'm gonna sit on the bench, and he still have it locked up by now, in my opinion.
What's going on, Amanda?
Hey, Amanda.
Thank you for taking time on your lunch break. We appreciate it so much. But yeah, I agree. I agree with what A-Train says right here. Well, I think CJ Stroud is one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback to come out of Ohio State. But I also agree with this here. Will Levis is NFL ready, but when healthy, Anthony Richardson is the best athlete out of all the QBs that have been drafted in this.
Best athlete. But I said this when the season started: Anthony Richardson is not ready to play in the NFL yet as a starter. He didn't have enough experience. He needed to be. He's still too raw, in my opinion. I mean, the ceiling for that dude, though, for Anthony Richardson is ridiculously high.
Like that?
Yeah.
Do you believe with that? Do you believe that? I believe that. I believe he could revitalize that franchise. I believe he could do what Deshaun Watson was supposed to do there and actually lead them to the playoffs and possibly be a Super Bowl contending team. The way DeMeco Ryans got that offense and defense playing, they're going to be a dangerous team over the next few years. Just mark my words.
Yeah, they will. He's got to keep the play up, though. He's got to keep the play up. Yeah. What's up, Anthony? You think so, man? That could happen.
It's gonna be that.
It could happen. I told you they could put up a 50 spot this week. It was 40-0 in week one. It was 40-0 in week one, bro. Watch what's gonna happen.
We could put up 77. Man, we could put up 77 and beat out Miami's record by 5 points. We could put up 77. We're playing Tommy Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Come on now, who is this kid? We playing Danny DeVito's nephew. Come on, dog.
I need to get JP in here, man, because we were talking about that this week. You know, him being a Giants fan.
Yes, he can. He can be that greatest coach in Texans history. Don't play with that, man.
That's true, but that's not a very high bar. That's not a very high bar, though, and we're still halfway through his first season. But
what you mean? That's not a very high bar. Wade
Wade, come on. What did Wade do? Did he win a Super Bowl? Did he win a Super Bowl with the Texans? Did he win a Super Bowl? Did he win a Super Bowl? Did he win a Super Bowl?
He's just saying as a coach.
That's what I'm saying.
He'd be the greatest coach in history of being
Okay.
a Texas coach.
Okay. I'm just saying. It's not like if there's a long line of great
Look,
coaches in Houston Texans
I'm a
history.
damn Dallas fan, so you ain't gonna try to sway me over the Houston side. I'm gonna give them their credit, but we'll whoop y'all ass again, just like we did. Okay, stop. Rick, don't do it. I
Oh,
love y'all.
man.
Don't get me wrong. I think Houston. I really think the Houston Texans should get the Oilers name back. I don't think they should
Well,
be called the
they
Texans
can't
anymore.
now because the franchise is still owned. Why do you think who is it, the Titans? They're
I ain't
still
back.
gonna use those back. Come on, bro. You think that's gonna happen? You think that's
Yes,
gonna happen?
yes.
It's not gonna
You're
happen.
in Tennessee.
It would
You're
have
not
happened.
in. What oil fields is in Tennessee like that?
I'm just saying it's about the use of the franchise history. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying. I'm
But
just saying.
I do. But yeah, to me, the Oilers are Houston. I'm like me personally.
Exactly.
I'm like the Oilers are Houston. So yeah.
That's who should have the name.
But I mean, look at the
See that?
Ravens and the Browns thing, man. But you know what? It would have to be the Texans changing their name back to the Oilers. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
because the
I don't know.
Tennessee Titans are the Titans now. They're not the damn Oilers.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you moved from. You damn right, I'm petty as hell. I don't give a damn. Just because they moved to Tennessee, you now have another Houston franchise. So why the hell not? When they moved to Tennessee, they were the Tennessee Oilers until they went and became the Tennessee Titans. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So why not give the Oilers back to Houston where they came from? Just saying. That's another argument for another day. I'm just saying I would be petty as hell about it. Damn
Because
right.
ownership in the NFL is greedy
So,
as shit. That's why. That's why.
just saying. But this week we got some key matchups. I mean, I like the way before we move on to week 10, real quick. I like the way Dak played last week. I gotta say that. You know, I'm always on Dak's ass. Old division around Dak head ass boy. Can't do nothing right when it comes to getting us past the divisional round game, but I hope that changes this year because Dak has been very, very.
He's been good.
It hurts me to say this.
Say it. Say it. Get it out.
See how hard it is. Dak has been played very, very good. He has been playing very, very good, and I have to give credit where credit is due. I am always DeMarcus. Welcome in, my brother. I am always
DeMarcus.
hard on Dak. I criticize the hell out of Dak. He said they sure can kiss my ass. Local after ruining.
Yeah.
Because they damn sure had the Roughnecks uniforms match the Texans. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. But B said that made her day. I had to say it.
Yeah.
I had to say it.
You know, I got to tell you, bro. Last week, Dak Prescott, 29 of 44, 333 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0.
300 and what?
0.
300 and what?
Oh, I'm sorry. 300. What was it? 374?
374 yards and
0 interceptions.
And how many interceptions, y'all?
None.
Even A. You said he was going to throw an interception. You've been saying he's going to throw an interception the last couple games, and I don't see none.
And this was against the Philly defense that just brought in Byard from the Titans. They just brought in Byard. They had Slade back there. Bradbury didn't matter. Y'all saw the confidence Dak Prescott has against this team.
And we didn't get no scooping scores, Shannon Sharp.
Yeah. They didn't get
We didn't get no scooping scores. We didn't get no block punts and block field goals to put us up or none of that. We fought. We crawled and scratched and penalized our dumbass selves and didn't play discipline, and that's why we lost the game. Period. Hands down.
Yeah.
If we wouldn't have penalized ourselves, game over. Dallas wins. We over here talking shit.
Yeah. But you know what they did show? And yes, it is a win-loss no matter what. They showed, you know what? We can play with these dudes. We went into their house. Philly knows this now. Philly's like, damn, we got away with one. And they know this. They know we can beat these teams, bro. We can beat them. Don't matter if it's wait till they come to our house. And then it's going to have to be settled in the playoffs. That's when it's going to have to be settled. But I was very happy with the way my dude played. The defense was a little inconsistent at times. And then, of course, you talked about the penalties. It was laundry all over the damn field. These referees are freaking trash this year, all over the damn league. It's absolutely it's hard to watch, bro.
Welcome in, brother.
But
you said they dodged the bullet. They did dodge a bullet. But
yeah, they did.
Here's the thing. Here's what I've been telling everybody all week. Guess who y'all lost? Dallas Goddard.
Mm-hmm.
And Hurts is a little bit more hurt.
Yeah,
I love saying that.
They got that bye.
A little more hurt.
They got that bye just in time this week, man, because
that ain't gonna do nothing. That man knee is.
It will help them a little bit,
bro. He could have low key sprained his MCL or his ACL, and they're not saying nothing about it. Did you see the way his leg was bent? He almost was out there looking like Nick Chubb.
Yeah, because they won't have any injury reports until next week. So
exactly,
it's going to be interesting to see how that looks.
Was Jalen Hurts at practice this week?
Well, I don't think they did practice this week. Got the bye week. So
you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, they got the bye week. That's why we'll be waiting for the injury report coming out early next week, man, because I'm going to be really interested. But I don't expect Ertz to play, man. I don't know. I mean, he's got that fracture. So it's going to be interesting to see how banged up the Eagles are. I mean, that was a physical game. That's the thing about that Dallas defense and that Dallas team, bro, is they're physical as shit. They like to hit people, man.
We got the lion. We got that lion. He go by the name of Michael Parsons. Pardon your parson, bitch. That man right there. I'm just saying. His name is still in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. Just saying.
Oh, it is.
And I think
now,
he's
Rick says next man up, but I think Rig, you're right. Rig, you're right about that, but that's a common cliche. But let's be honest, man. We all
know the hell the Eagles got to back up.
Yeah. There's not a legit next man up.
Blaine Gabbert?
No. You got who? Marcus Mariota? Come on now. Yeah. It's not really next man up. I get the cliche. We always say that, but with certain talent levels players, of players, bro, we know it really isn't next man up because they can't do some things that the guy above them in the depth chart can't. You know what I'm saying?
Unless the coaches really sit here and scheme some shit up like Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore did for Cooper Rush last season.
Yeah.
When we needed Cooper Rush to come in and step in, we changed up our whole game plan.
Yeah. That's when coaching has to help you, especially if you're at a skill position. But there are exceptions. Yes, there are. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes you get a guy that comes in off the bench because somebody gets hurt and just starts to ball out. But more often than not, there's going to be a huge drop off in skill.
There's going to be a Danny DeVito. Just saying. It's going to be one of those guys. And you're like, who? Danny DeVito nephew?
Man.
Who is this guy? Like, don't get me wrong. That kid from Chicago who's filling in for Justin Fields, who should never play another game in Chicago ever again. He should fake, like Stephen A. said, he should fake a damn injury. Yeah, he's not playing like that. They don't have nobody.
Yeah, that game on Thursday night, bro. Oh my God. I had to stop watching by the damn third quarter. I was falling asleep.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude misses a wide open. You hear the crowd go crazy because his slot receiver heads right up the middle. Nobody in front of him. All he's got to do is hit this deep shot. You hear the Chicago crowd went crazy when he got open. And then the replay, he looks at him and then just looks over and throws the ball out of bounds. What are you doing, bro? So you're right. That's an example. That's an example where next man up does not always mean that he's going to be able to.
Don't get me wrong, Chicago won, but that's because that defense held Carolina's weak offense to nothing but field goals.
Yeah.
Now the defense for Carolina scored, or it might have been special teams. I forgot. But either way, we're just saying. You know what I mean? So the Eagles really don't have a next man up. And one thing I want to take from last week, the Eagles and Cowboys game was the best game of the week.
Yeah.
regardless of the Bills and Bengals game, regardless of the Kansas City and Miami game, which is a really good game too, in Frankfurt. The Eagles and Cowboys was the biggest game of the week, and it was the best game of the week because it came.
I got people that don't like either team that were like, damn, that was a hell of a good football game.
Stephen A. Smith. And y'all know me. I go after this man all the time. I'm waiting for somebody to actually clip me saying to Stephen A. Smith he needs to come on the gridiron and come get this smoke for talking about our Cowboys the way he do. And about some now I can agree with him on some of the damn fans out there. Because y'all discuss me, and I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. And y'all discuss me and you discuss Gabe. Okay? He just ain't gonna say it to you. I will. From a fan to a fan. Stop it. Learn what you're talking about before you open your mouth. Because y'all make us sound foolish. Like we think every damn year the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl and we can't even get a damn coach to come in and manage the damn clock right. Let alone the damn game.
Or like when your quarterback throws for 374 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and y'all still want to say he's the reason we lost the damn game.
And Stephen A. Smith said,
"Nah,
he can't blame this on Dak." He actually
he
came out of his mouth.
He did,
and said, "I cannot put this on Dak Prescott. The defense didn't show up the way they were supposed to. They showed up, but not the way they were supposed to. Mental mistakes is what really kicked our ass in this game, especially on that final drive. We're right there. Right there. Holding, false start, false start, delay a game. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? I mean, and then that pass by Dak at the end of the game to CD. Like, if he had just a little bit more forward momentum going backwards.
That 5 yards short was the 5 yards on the penalty.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then don't get me wrong. Like, I hate that people were like, oh, well, Dak stepped out of bounds on that 2-point conversion. You got this big ass dude. Where was he supposed to go? He's supposed to run back towards that big ass dude? Huh? He was supposed to put his shoulder into him? No, I'm going out of bounds. I'm a dive. I'm done. I'm trying to get away from that motherfucker as quickly as I can. So if I just so happen to not be able to keep my foot in the white line in the green, I'm sorry. I want to play the rest of the season. I don't want to miss no games. That's how Dak Prescott was feeling running away from that man. Okay, so you can't get mad at him for stepping out of bounds. He ain't mean to. He didn't mean to. Look, I'm over here praising the hell out of Dak, and I don't do this. But even Stephen A. gave him his credit. Even Stephen A. gave him his flowers this week. 374 yards, no interceptions, 3 touchdowns, and completed over 60% of his passes. Stop playing with this man.
Used his legs. Took a flip in the air because he was trying to get the ball to the end zone.
Yo, that's been a meme this whole week. Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie. Shit was funny. They said this is how Chris Brown character died in the stuff.
I was like, damn, internet played too damn much. That shit was funny as hell, though.
That shit was so funny. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Dak stepping out of bounds did not lose that game. There's a lot of factors why they lost that game. They still had the ability. Hell, the way Dak played is the reason they won. You know what lost the game is the fact that the defense that's supposed to be elite gave up 28 damn points. 28 damn points on our defense.
And on the last drive, when we're literally got that penalty and got moved into their red zone, and we're literally sitting right there, back-to-back penalties. False start, and a delay of game. And then I think another penalty. So it moved us back like 15 yards. We went from being at like the 5-yard line to like the 25. So there was no point of putting Brandon Aubrey in there. Let me ask you something,
bro. Let me ask you something. On that one drive when we went for it on 4th down and goal, you remember the one to Shoemaker where it was just short? First of all, it was the right read. I get it. Cooks was open up the middle, but because of the pressure coming, that was the right read and the right play. Now, I'm saying this to the TV as I'm watching this, as close as we were. I'm like, no, we're still in this. Kick the field goal. Let's kick the field goal, and it still brings it down to the one score. Instead, we walked away with no points. Now, if we kick that field goal and the game still plays out the way it did, guess what? We're a field goal away right there. So you can play that little, oh, well, if Dak doesn't step out, if somebody – either way, it's an entire game. You're looking at the entire game.
Because at the end of the day, Dak stepping out of bounds didn't end the game.
No,
Dak stepped out of bounds on that 2-point conversion didn't end the game. We got the ball back, and he got us back down the field. He got us right back down the field. Right back down the field. So at the end of the day, even if it was part of it was a penalty, hell, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, him stepping out of bounds on that 2-point conversion doesn't matter because we still ended up getting the ball back. And still set ourselves up.
We still had a chance to win that game.
Because if we would have stayed at the 3-yard line, we run the ball. We run the ball. We mix it up. We could sit here and throw a trick play out there, waste a little bit of time, a little bit of seconds on the clock. Boom, 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 touchdown. Next thing you know, now the Eagles got 30 seconds, 25 seconds left to try and make something happen.
And to be honest, if we go to overtime, there's still no guarantee that we win in overtime either. See, you can't predict the way that was going to go down.
Philly getting those penalties got us down there. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is us getting those penalties on ourselves lost us that game.
Yeah.
Because we were right there.
You're talking about that. The false start and
Hold on, doughboy. Yeah, like that is what really kicked our ass, because if we wouldn't have got those 2 penalties, we're right there. We run the ball, punch it in. Tony Pollard punches it in for the win, or we want an RPO. Justin or Jake Ferguson out, back of the end zone, run a little quick, in route type of deal. Have Brandon Cooks to a drag route across the field. CD go a post to the fucking corner. You know what I
loved too about this game, though, as close as it was, bro? Everybody's talking about how Dallas beat themselves, right? Nobody's talking about how Philly just straight up beat Dallas. You know what I'm saying? It's about how we beat ourselves. And like Michael Irvin said the next day, he says what this was a game where we just educated. We took notes. Dallas took notes on this because they know we still got to go to our house and say, look what we did here. Now let's clean this shit up. We know what we got to do next time. We know now that our secondary, who held A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith both under 100 yards, thank you very much, even though they got touchdown. But still, we know what we can do, bro. So this was kind of like one of those, like, all right, y'all got us in a close one. Now we'll see you in Arlington. So.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, that's all it comes down to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this week, we got the bum-ass Giants. We got some other decent games.
This is a hell of a bounce-back game, isn't it?
I want to focus on this Cowboys game because a lot of talk, for some reason, every damn talk show about football has to talk about the Cowboys. Every week. All week.
Yeah.
And they had the nerve to ask, is this a must-win game for the Cowboys?
They ask that shit every week, man. Come on.
And you want to know why I say it is? Is because if we win this game in crazy fashion and we don't get overhyped and we just continue to just win and win, and it starts with this game. Let's say we set the record, score 77 points. You get what I'm saying? Let's say we set the record, score 77 points. Or over 72 points. Or 75, I think the record is. 75 points in a game. Just imagine. We don't go in there too hyped the next week because we got some tough games coming up after this little week stretch we got.
Mm-hmm.
Once we play the Eagles again, we got the Bills, we got the Dolphins, and we got Detroit and the Seahawks, who aren't bad, but we can still win that game. I'm just saying, we got a gauntlet coming up after these little
Cowboys are going to go 3-0 in the next 3 games because they have to. Because they have to. Mm-hmm.
We
We
have
will.
to, and we gotta
And
hope Philly loses another game, and then
and
we
I
gotta
gotta
go
I gotta be
into
honest
we
with
gotta
you,
go
dog.
home and blow out Philly when they come
I
to
see. I
Dallas.
don't. I don't think this game did a lot. Like this wasn't a game that left the team dejected after like the 49ers game. I feel like this is a game that left the Cowboys a little confident. Like, okay, yeah, y'all see what
Whoa,
we just
whoa,
did,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
So what you got? What are you looking at?
No, go ahead. We're gonna touch this in a second.
Okay.
Finish saying what you were saying.
So I feel like this was a game that even though the Cowboys know they let Philly get away with one here, I think it left the team with that, like, okay, we already know now. We've proven it to ourselves. We can go on the road into Philly's house, who everybody says is the best in the conference, and we gave them the business. Yeah, they got away with one. We let them off the hook. But you know what? The team knows now. They're going into this Giants game saying, we bring that home now. We come back home.
Mhm.
Giants are we about to put an ass whooping. Going to go on a three game run here before we hit our gauntlet, and then it's on. But I think the team is confident after that game. Not like the Niners game. It's a totally different team now, bro. I think they're more focused
Yeah,
now. We're seeing it now that they've opened up the pass game, bro. It's a
and
little
we're
bit
more
dangerous
mature.
now, man. Yes. So
We're more
I
mature.
I feel like the confidence is there for the team. I don't think that game made it slip at all. I think it only helped, even in a loss. So I'm with you though. These next three games are extremely important. Um, I feel good about them though. I do.
DeMarcus, I am a die-hard Cowboy fan. Die-hard. I don't give a damn how many losing seasons we've had and how long it's been since we've been to the NFC Championship or Super Bowl and yada 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 yada. Dak Prescott will never be considered an elite quarterback.
Don't matter what he does.
I don't
People
give a
will never.
damn if he goes on to win 2 Super Bowls with Dallas. He could
Mhm.
win two. So he could literally win 2 Super Bowls with Dallas Cowboys, right? Especially with the type of team we have right now. And guess what? He still ain't gonna be elite. Now, I look at Patrick Mahomes, boy, right? There's been some times where he stepped out of bounds and he's an elite. There's been some times where he's made dumbass passes and tried to do more than what he should have done or didn't know where he was at. He elite. So now I don't blame you on the tight end running his route short. I don't blame you on that one. That was you gotta know as a receiver. You gotta know. You have to know where you are on that field when you're running a route like that, especially that close to the end zone. Your knee stopped you from getting into the end zone. All you had to do was just lean the other way, bro. Don't drop down to a knee. Just lean forward. Wherever your momentum is going, and I get that. Don't get me wrong. Patrick Mahomes has 2 Super Bowls because Patrick Mahomes has one of the best coaches in NFL history. Patrick Mahomes has a guy like Travis Kelce, had a guy like Tyreek Hill.
But he's talking about Super Bowls. How many Super Bowls does Joe Burrow have or Josh Allen? Y'all want to call Josh Allen elite? Why? He ain't got no Super Bowls.
How many Super Bowls does Lamar Jackson have? Hell, how many
No.
playoff wins does Lamar Jackson have? One,
Good point. That's a good point.
but he's elite.
Good point. Yeah. You know why Dak will never be considered elite by people no matter what he does? And it's because he wears that right there. That's
And
why.
he hasn't done
That's why.
anything in 8 years. Real talk. And he
But I'm
doesn't.
just
He
saying, you
hasn't
you
showed up
literally
in
just
big
said it
moments.
yourself, though. He could win the Super Bowl twice, bro. Then you can't say he hasn't done anything. But you know what? People are still gonna be like, nah, but he's a Cowboys
No,
quarterback. I hate the dude. He's not elite. They'll
he's
give
not
the
elite.
props to the defense.
Or
They'll say, oh, he's got
receivers.
CD Lamb. That's what they'll do. That's what people will say.
Now,
Because
the reason why they can sit here and say Patrick Mahomes is elite right now is because he's won a Super Bowl with Tyreek Hill, and then he turned around and won a Super Bowl without Tyreek Hill.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So nobody can say, "Oh, well, you had
And
Tyreek and
that's
you
why
had
I
Travis
feel that's
Kelce
why
and
I
you had
feel
this
Mahomes is the
and that."
best in the league, though. It's not. I really got to be honest. Like you, I don't think there's any
Aaron
quarterback
Rodgers
right
is
now
one
we
of the
can.
best quarterbacks ever.
We can't
That man
compare
ain't got
anybody to Mahomes
one
right now.
Super Bowl. Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers has one Super Bowl, but he's considered one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL. But he only got one Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not only an elite, but he's in a GOAT conversation.
You know, it took Drew Brees like, what was it, 9 years to get his, almost 10 years.
And he was elite.
No. And I think it took Manning about as long, Peyton Manning. So now now Peyton Manning.
And it took Peyton Manning to get beat by his brother.
Yeah.
Well,
you know, but I get your point, and I think everybody does, is that it doesn't matter what Dak Prescott does. Nobody's ever going to put him in the elite conversation. Even if he puts up the numbers, man, even if he puts up the numbers through the season, goes on a crazy playoff tear, wins a Super Bowl, has a big game in the Super Bowl, people are going to be like, oh, yeah, he did good, but, you know, he has CeeDee Lamb.
Still an elite. Brock Purdy's still better than him. Jalen Hurts is still better than him. Justin Herbert's still better than him.
Yeah.
What, now we're going to start saying, well, what if Tommy DeVito has a good game? We're going to be like, oh, well, Tommy DeVito. No, just stop it. Like, Justin Fields ain't better than him. But I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of quarterbacks out there who are really, really good. Dak's one of them. He's just not elite.
Yeah. And you're right, DeMarcus. You're right, DeMarcus. He is in tier 2.
He's a tier 2. He's a tier 2 QB.
He's a great quarterback. He's not elite. He's a great quarterback. Like Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback, you know. But these guys, and I use Cousins because to me they're both great quarterbacks. They're that tier 2, but a lot of people don't like to give them the credit when the credit is due. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. He is. He's tier 2, and we're not up here trying to say that he's elite right now. That's not what we're trying to get to you guys. I think the point Jersey's trying to make is it don't matter what he does. Y'all never going to consider him. Yeah.
He could go on a tear. The Cowboys could go on a three-peat. Real talk. Cowboys could go on a three-peat, and guess what? Dak's not elite.
No.
Dak didn't do it by himself.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I don't want to hear it no more.
All I care about Dak is just that's what I like. Dak's like, I don't listen to the noise. I don't do the social media. I don't do none of that. He's like, I'm gonna do as much as I can. That's all I ask. And get us, just win games, baby. Win games, get us into the playoffs for now. And then when the playoffs come, Dak, that's when you get another focus. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Just keep balling the way you did the other night, my dude. And I think we'll be all right.
And I think this Ravens-Browns game coming up this week.
That's a big one, man. That is a big one.
Who do you think needs to have a better game? Lamar Jackson or Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun Watson. Ravens are at home. Got a strong defense just as well as the Browns do. But I think the way the Ravens are playing right now, I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, Lamar is at the top of a lot of people's mind as well. MVP conversation right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Watson just getting back. It's like you said the other night, bro. Where's this $200+ million fully guaranteed quarterback that we've all been waiting to see? Because we ain't seeing him. You better show something. You want to earn that money, Watson? You want to earn that money? You need to go on the road and beat your damn rival right now. This is what you need to do. That's what's got to happen, bro. I think he needs a bigger game. I think if the Ravens were to win this game, but Lamar didn't play very well, or maybe just didn't put up a lot of yards, I think it'd be okay with people. You know what I mean?
I do too.
As he manages the game. But I think Watson, if they lose, it's going to come down to Watson, bro.
And I think another reason why it comes down to Deshaun Watson is you had part of the season last season come back. Mm-hmm. You've had a full training camp, full off season, all that. When are we going to see this $230 million guaranteed paid quarterback?
Yeah.
When your contract's all said and done, you're getting $246 million. And that's adding on the incentives that he gets with his contract of $230 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed $230 million. Did you hear that? Guaranteed, y'all. So that means he could get injured and not play for the rest of the season. There ain't no injury clause in there like Patrick Mahomes' $500 million contract. See, what people don't realize is Patrick Mahomes' little $500 million contract, that wasn't nowhere near guaranteed. He's got an injury clause in there for like 100 and something million. So if he gets injured and he can't play no more, that's what you get, bro. If you can't fulfill that 10-year contract, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Type of deal. Deshaun Watson has a $230 million guaranteed contract. So when are you going to start playing like it? You have the weapons. You got Amari Cooper. Shit. You got Kareem Hunt right now since Nick Chubb is out. You got Ford. You also got another receiver in, what's his name? I forgot the young boy's name.
Elijah Ingram?
Is it
No.
Wood?
You know the worst part about this too, bro, for him is that he's got to show out better. It's not even the worst part. I should say it's a good thing for him, but the worst part is he's not putting up the numbers he should be with a defense like he has to support him, bro. Like that defense is right now ranked the top defense in the league. You know, they're up there in the top 3 with Dallas and Baltimore. Those are the 1, 2, 3 right now. Statistically, it's Cleveland, Baltimore, and Dallas.
Yep.
So we see what this defense can do. He doesn't have Nick Chubb. So guess what? You have to open up the pass game, bro. You have to. Where's that mobility we saw in Houston? Where's that? When Deshaun Watson was running all over the place, elusive as hell. I ain't seen it, bro. I ain't seen it. That's
now,
what they
seen him
paid for.
throw the ball down the field. He's still got his arm, but he's not using his feet like he used to. He's not being, like you said, elusive. He's not doing nothing.
Well,
You,
the
like
truth
Stephen
is,
A.
too,
said,
I haven't seen his accuracy this year. Ain't been that great either, though, too. So
it hasn't. And that's what I'm saying. Like Stephen A. was saying, I have to agree with this, and I don't agree with that man all the time, y'all. Stephen A. said, in a sense, Deshaun Watson holds the Super Bowl in his hands for the Cleveland Browns. If he can play at the level he was playing in Houston on this team with the defense that they have, Miles Garrett and them boys going crazy every week, no matter who the opponent is. And you got the pieces on offense. Njoku, Cooper, Hunt, and Ford in the backfield. You know what I mean? Other receivers that's going to step up and that have been stepping up. You hold the ticket to the Super Bowl in your hand and in your feet and in your skill set. So play to your potential, and we could be looking at the Cleveland Browns being in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But with Deshaun Watson playing the way he's playing, I think this game means more for him to show up than for Lamar Jackson to show up for the Ravens, which Lamar Jackson's going to come out and do his thing anyways, because that's what he does.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel about these 49ers and Jaguars game this week?
I think the Niners, they got healthy. They needed this bye bad. This was the time. You go on a 3-game slide, you're like, damn, we need a bye right now. Debo's coming back.
Are you sure?
I think, yeah, he's back. He doesn't have an injury designation. So he's back. He got McCaffrey coming back. So I like the Niners in this game, bro. And I think Jacksonville, as good as Jacksonville, the record is, I really expected Trevor Lawrence, bro, by this point in the season to have established himself in that elite category, and he is not. He's still in that tier 2, so he is. What, you think he's lower than tier 2? He's not elite. He's not playing like an elite quarterback. He's putting up good numbers, decent numbers. He is. But I'm not going to put him up there with the elite guys.
Now, look at him as elite yet.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And
Trevor Lawrence is the second coming of Tom Brady.
I'm not ready to go
I
there.
really, truly feel that. I really, truly feel that. I think Trevor Lawrence is just going to take him a couple years because of the team that he's on. Now that Doug Peterson's in Jacksonville, I think that
they got talent on that offense, though. They got weapons on that offense.
If your offense is always outshining your defense,
No, the defense been playing
Always
well though, man.
they play well,
Defense
but
been playing good.
they don't. This is the thing about Jacksonville. Your defense shows up some games and puts you in a situation to where your offense can go out there and just have fun.
But see, that's the
A
thing though.
lot more times than none, this defense has put the offense in a situation by giving up points.
But let me tell you something. That's why that's even more in his favor. Because now you're putting the ball in your quarterback's hands. He's got to make the plays. So that's when the elite quarterbacks step up. Because a great defense is more a best friend to a game manager. He does, but what I'm saying is,
and then the defense turns around and gives up more points, and he got to go out there and
no. I've seen him miss on a lot of stuff that he should not be missing by now. And I'm a don't get me wrong. I'm a Trevor Lawrence supporter, bro. I'm telling you. Oh, come on, man. No, because Lamar Jackson actually plays.
Okay? Exactly.
I never seen Zion win an MVP or with his name in the MVP conversation. So let's slow that down. You think so?
Can Chase Young stay healthy?
See, that Young move, I'll say it again. While it was a great move for them, they didn't need it. They should have went and got their ass as a freaking wide receiver. You know what I mean? Get some depth there. They should have went and traded for Donovan Peoples-Jones like the Lions did. So this was a move that as good. Yes, it was a solid move for the Niners on that line, a line that's already elite. So they didn't need him. But whatever. So it's not going to make too much of a difference, in my opinion. There's still going to be pressure, whether Chase is there or not. The problem with Bosa, what does Bosa have? 3 sacks this year? Defending player of the year? His pressures aren't up there either. Right. So he's kind of taken a step back this season so far, man. Now, could he turn it on this second half of the season? Yes, he can. We're going to find out. But that Niners defense, to me, though, I think it's got to be the linebackers, bro, in this game. Because Travis Etienne loves to come out of the backfield in that pass game. So Fred Warner and those boys are really going to have to be on that. But Drake Greenlaw is another guy. He's another guy with that ceiling so high, but for some reason this year, outside, man. For some reason this year he's been a little suspect at times. His play this year, his
hamstring's been lingering since preseason. He's been dealing with a hamstring on and off this whole season. That's another reason why he was out a couple weeks ago with the hamstring. Then he came right back the week after, and then he missed a couple practices during after that game he came back from. So. Drake, I give you credit on that, but I gotta give Dre, I gotta let him slide because he's been dealing with that hamstring. But
that's why this bye was good. That's why this bye was good for them because they got healthy.
He has to fill up that outside. He has to keep containment on Etienne coming out of the backfield, especially on that right side. Because that's one thing. If you notice, when they have Calvin Ridley and lined up on that right side, and they run like a screen to Travis Etienne, Ridley can block. Calvin Ridley can really get out there and block as a wide receiver. So Greenlaw gonna have to really lock up that left side, or the right side of that offense, because when they run them screens to them sides, bro, I'm telling you, Travis Etienne get behind them big boys and Calvin Ridley, and it's hard. It's hard. So I think I don't know. I think
the Niners still win this game, though, man. I think the Niners, because that offense
Debo's gonna be a little rusty.
Well, maybe, but McCaffrey won't be. But either way, either way, bro, they had a bye week.
Or the week before, McCaffrey wasn't rusty.
They had a bye week.
The week before that.
So let me tell you though,
he was still lingering from that quad or that injury, but still.
I'm telling you though, what I'm telling you right now is this is a team that is an elite team. They went on a 3-game slide. They had a bye. They got healthy. They had this extra week to sit there and look at everything over those last 3 weeks of those losses, bro, and say, all right, it's time to get back to what we do to Niner football. This is a great opportunity to do it on the road against a good team. Now, Debo, while you said he's going to be rusty, it's not going to matter because they still have to account for him. They still have to focus. I mean, Oluokun is likely going to be the one who's going to have to focus on Debo because you can't trust
He about to
those
get ate up.
you can't trust those Jacksonville cornerbacks to tackle Debo. He's going to run right through him. He's going to shed him
He
off.
gonna get Debo about to go ham tomorrow. I'm about to get so many fantasy points from
Yeah,
Debo tomorrow.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
So I like
I
I like the
think
Niners in this game, bro. I like the Niners to win this game.
I
I think
do.
it'll be a close
I
game. I
do.
think it's
I
gonna be a
don't
close
think
one.
I don't think the Niners will go on a 4-game losing streak. I was lucky with that stretch last, for the 3 games. I was lucky.
Yeah,
I got
because you
lucky in
did keep
that
saying, "Oh, they're
stretch.
gonna lose another one." You told me they're gonna lose
I
another one.
said
They
I
did.
said they have a really good chance of winning 3 or losing 3 in a row, and they lost 3 in a row before. I don't know, especially coming off the bye. Debo's back. Listen, Debo makes that offense go.
Yeah,
I
I
know
think
they
that
got
proved it.
CMC there.
That
I,
really
I I
did
know they
prove
got
it, bro.
Christian McCaffrey there, but losing 3 games in a row without Debo playing and Christian McCaffrey in all 3 of those games, still, it showed that
But
Debo is very,
but
very,
why?
very, very, very important to that
Let me
offense
ask you something though. Why though? Why?
because what he's able to
Because
do.
because well, because that vaunted defense after that
Oh, I'm
Cowboys
saying Debo
game,
coming up.
that vaunted defense dropped after that Cowboys game. They stopped playing at a high level for those
Mhm.
3 games. And what did we talk about? In Kyle Shanahan's offense, you need your defense because
Yep.
if they fall behind early, they're not built to come from back from behind. And
Nope.
you especially can't do that without somebody like Debo Samuel on your squad who can just hit a home run out of nowhere, bro, off of a 5-yard dump route. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
It's gonna be a
So,
tough game for
yeah,
Jacksonville to
it
win.
is. It is. But
I
that
think
defense
they
has to
can
show up, and I think they
upset
will.
them. I think they can upset them. They have a chance to upset the 49ers, but I do think the 49ers come out with a win. I think they edge the win out about 7 points. I don't think it's gonna be like no blowout, but I think they win by maybe a touchdown.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
yeah,
gonna
I'm
say.
with you.
I really
I'm with you.
feel that Jacksonville might get an upset though. Something's telling me Jacksonville might get an upset, but I'm gonna rock with the 40 Winers. I'm gonna rock with the
The
Winers.
key in this game, bro, before we let this one go, I'll tell you right now, it's going to be Trevor Lawrence versus that Niners defense. That's the key matchup right there. Because if the
Yeah,
Niners defense shows up, then I think they win this game, which is why I call it a close one. But if Trevor Lawrence finds a way to just find the holes in that defense, then it
yeah.
could be that upset. So we'll see. We'll see.
Do we think the Arizona Cardinals?
Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow.
Listen,
He's coming off an ACL, and that boy depends on that mobility. He depends on that mobility so much. And we've seen this when guys come off of an ACL, they're not they're not back to form right after. It usually takes about a full year till you get the following season. We saw it with Michael Gallup last year. This year he's just dropping passes, but that's a whole other different thing. But we've seen it a lot that Kyler Murray depends so much on his mobility that I think they're not gonna get him out of the pocket so much tomorrow. They can't. You can't afford that, especially as rusty as he's gonna be. So, in my opinion, I don't see him making a big difference tomorrow. Obviously, now that I said that, the dudes are gonna go off and the Cardinals are gonna win. No, but I don't have him winning tomorrow. I think it's gonna take some time to get him back into things. Especially, I don't think James Conner's coming back tomorrow. So if they were going to help win this game and Kyler Murray was, he was going to need that help from James Conner in that run game and what he brings to the pass game as well. Other than that, all he's got right now that's playing at a high level is Hollywood Brown. And I don't think I see that being enough for him to make a big difference. But yeah, they are. They're going to be gun shy. And I don't know if they got to get in his head to tell him, look, when you get that instinct to take off, maybe don't slide, go out of bounds, whatever you got to do, because we all know Kyler Murray likes to run around looking like a little kid, looking like a little kid who's, he's gotten that piece of food or whatever from the fridge, and you're chasing your toddler around the house, and he's laughing at you running around. That's Kyler Murray against bigger defenders. So He's not going to have that tomorrow. I don't see that. So while I do think it's good, it is big for them to bring him back, though. I don't think it's going to make a big difference tomorrow. I think next season it will. But for right now, the Cardinals just got to slowly work him back. And that's what I see them doing. I think the Cardinals know they're not playing for playoffs. They're playing for next year and the draft. And right now, the key for them is let's just slowly work him back. And so that's how the long answer basically of no, I don't think it'll make much of a difference immediately.
Yeah, I don't think it'll make a difference at all.
Especially the way Dobbs was playing, dude.
And I think Kyler Murray's career is about downhill. How relevant has Kyler Murray been on this Arizona Cardinals team? You know, he hasn't really been relevant on this team. If we really look at Kyler Murray's career in the NFL, he really hasn't had a good career as far as wins in the Super Bowl or getting his team to the Super Bowl, getting his team to the playoffs, things like that. He hasn't really been effective. You know what I mean? So, what is going on? Oh, my goodness. I don't know. Do you hear this?
Yeah, I think it's that same issue you had last week, right?
Yeah. And I don't know what it is. Hold on, guys. Yeah, I think I know what it is. But yeah, I think it's just a matter of looking at Kyler Murray and being like, hey, your career is not what you thought it was going to be. Period. Hold on, guys. Let me change my headsets.
You know, the thing that surprised me was the fact that they did not move to trade him before the deadline. With this new staff that they just brought in, I thought for sure, look, you know what? We're just going to go clean rebuild. You saw the fire sale they were doing with trades and stuff. And I really felt like they were going to attempt to trade him. But now, especially now they let Dobbs go, and he's in a better situation now because he's on a team that's playing for their division. Whereas Kyler Murray steps in, and this kind of told me, like, okay, this is not what I thought. Maybe this coaching staff is saying, well, we're going to see what we have with him next year. But what happens if they do get a really high pick and you've got one of these very highly touted quarterbacks in the NCAA dropping into your lap, bro? What happens then?
Nope.
What's wrong, man? You got nothing. I got your volume. It's probably sound like it's a bad chord.
Yeah, I can't even hear you now.
No,
this is
I can hear
horrible.
you. I can hear you.
This is horrible. I don't even know what to do now.
I hear you, bro. Do you got another mic? No, you can't hear me. Well, Jersey about to Hulk smash his audio. Yeah, he is hit. He is, man. He's about to throw this thing.
Man. Yeah, it's not looking good.
So
can you hear
not,
me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but we still got the static. So it's got to be something with your mic cord, maybe.
Bro, I don't know. I have no clue.
See, right there, it stopped.
Because I unplugged the microphone.
Spoke too soon. Never mind. There it is. Okay, it's gone.
And it's back.
That's either your mic or it's your cord, bro.
All right, hold on.
Sounds like a bad mic cord.
Change it. Trying to change it to
Bluetooth headset. It's not working. Or is it?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. We got you.
Yeah. All right. Now we're wireless.
That's all good, brother. It's all good.
At least we can at least the show can continue to roll on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't think that Kyler Murray is going to really do anything effective for the Cardinals. I mean, damn sure not turning their season around nothing like that. So I don't think
That's
it's
what
a
I'm
big
saying. Like they really needed James Conner back tomorrow in order to even have a chance to win that ball game. And without Conner there,
exactly.
to take that load off of him, I just don't see it. I don't think he'll make
And
much of a
then
difference.
now Justin Jefferson coming back for the Vikings. Now that's big.
Well,
That's going to be more
he
impactful.
hasn't. Yeah, they can open up the window for him. He has said, he came out and said this week, all he said was, I am not going to come back until I feel that I am 100% healthy. So what that
Yeah,
tells
he
me
did.
is he's going to rest, but he's going to be like, I'm going to let it play out. And if these boys win some ball games and we're in the hunt for this division, I'm going to come back 100% by then. So I think
Right.
I like his mindset though, bro. He's young enough in his career that he's like, I'm not going to rush myself back and risk some further injury down the
Yep.
road. And so it's a very mature way to think. And I like it, especially if Dobbs and them can pull off some wins, bro, and have them in the division hunt and then bringing Justin Jefferson back healthy. Hey,
Yeah.
we'll see. But I like it. I like the way he's taking a mature way to do this, because you've heard coaches and other players talk about it, that sometimes you got to save the player from themselves, and in this
Yep.
situation it's the player saying, I'll come back when I feel I'm 100%. So
Exactly.
yeah,
I think that's the move to go, or the way to go, and the move to make for him. Don't rush yourself, because you could hinder yourself from having a long-term career. So I think it's the right way. Exactly,
yeah,
Rick. Don't ruin yourself. Don't ruin
yes,
yourself if you don't feel you're ready. If you don't have to go out there, you don't go out there. You know what I mean? That's my
especially for a guy that has a Hall of Fame career ahead of him. You know what I mean? So you
exactly.
don't want to put that in jeopardy by rushing yourself back in a season that you don't even know if you're going to make the playoffs yet. Now, granted, would he
Exactly.
be a big part of it? Yes, but you know what? I see what he's doing. Like, they're winning some ball games without me. Let's see how well they do, and then we'll go from there. So
We'll go from there.
yeah,
Exactly. Well, you ready for some fan mail?
let's do it. Let's
I'm ready
do it.
for some fan mail. Are y'all ready for some fan mail? Well,
Mail time.
I love that. I don't know why. My boy Hit, as always, sends in his first question. Got us with 3 this week, guys. Says, what is y'all's real take on the future of the spring league?
My guess is about as good as yours at this point.
Bro, we honestly don't know. That's the problem. We honestly don't know.
Mm-mm.
We can't even really give a take, because there ain't no damn news. And I'm tired of speculating. But I keep telling y'all the seasons are going to play out. That's all I keep saying. The
Yeah.
seasons are going to play out.
And I will be
XFL
very
season going
happy,
to have
bro.
the
To be honest, if they say like we're just gonna let the seasons play out, I'm like, cool. At least we'll have some spring football to follow on both leagues, because I really
exactly.
enjoyed having 2 leagues to follow this year. I know you did too, man. We enjoyed it as football
Yep.
fans. It was a lot of fun, watching both these leagues. So if that's what we've got coming for this spring 2024 season, then okay, let's roll with it. But like you, I don't have a take right now, because we don't know. We don't know what the hell's going on. Right? National Spring No Trust League. That's it. That's it.
Because
I like that, Rig. I like that, man.
I'm at
Yeah.
the point where, you know, whatever happens now. It's not going to
Yeah.
be exciting in a way if they keep lingering the wait, or linger. I said linger. If they keep letting it just linger, and they just keep making us wait, the excitement is just going to be like whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think that they're going to play out the seasons, and I think they're working on getting the USFL teams filled. I really
Yeah.
do. They're doing that right now, and I think that's why it's taking so long for us to get an announcement, because I think they're going to play out their seasons, but they're also going to announce that the USFL isn't going to do the hub thing. They're going to get ready for next season when the merge is actually going to take place. Hit says, I mean, do you honestly think it's going to last these past 2 years, or will it crumble? No, honestly, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It depends on how they do the merge. If the merge is done correctly, then we could be looking at, you know, we could honestly be looking at a success to where spring football could last a while. You know what I mean? What's going on, Hendo?
What up, Hendo? I really feel, bro, that this decision though is going to decide the ultimate fate of spring football,
Yep.
whatever route they go. Because it's either going to be one that we're going to be like, okay, this ain't going to work. You'll see. Or it's
Mm-hmm.
one that we're going to be like, okay, well, we'll play next season and see what comes after. But yeah, I really don't know what to think about where spring football is going at this point. I really don't, because I don't have any information on what they've
Yeah,
got
and
for the
that's
coming spring.
so. There you go, hit. We just honestly, we just really don't know.
It's all right,
And
Hendo. Glad you jumped in, brother.
and you jumped
Yeah.
in during FAMO, so you jumped in at a great
Yeah.
time. All right, so there you go, hit. Question 2. Why do you feel like they keep signing people or keeping them under contract if they're not giving out any info? That's a good question,
I
honestly.
think it's because these teams still are not technically out of business. Like they have to still try because, if maybe there is, we don't know, but this is why the speculation thing. But behind the scenes, maybe they're like, okay, we're planning on keeping this team around. These teams, there's still things going because they haven't technically told them, look, you're not going to be in this league. So what do? If these teams now, if they wait and see, then they lose out on some of this talent that's out there that
Hmm.
could be jumping to another team. So it's like, okay, we got to make a move now, and then hopefully, these guys are going to be here to stay, like we are. So
Exactly.
that's the only reason I can see it happening, is that these teams still are technically have an everyday business to run as a team. So they're
Yeah.
like, well, we still have to be building our roster because spring is coming. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. And I really feel that part of the reason why they're making all these signings and keeping and doing re-signs and things like that is because I'm right. They're going to play out these seasons, man. Listen, there's why rush the merge when you don't a merge takes a while, because you got to sit down, you got to get everything in order. Every nook and damn cranny of the situation has to be investigated. You have to be like, okay, are we going to do this or are we going to do this? Okay, how do you want to do this? How do you want to do that? They have to break everything down, make sure it's all financially stable, and
Yeah.
that they're not rushing into something that's going to ultimately be a failure. The main thing here when it comes to the merge, return on investment, aka
Yeah.
ROI. ROI, return on investment. If they are investing all this money into this spring league, they want to make sure they get a return. So they exactly, Hendo, rushing a merge is a recipe for 100% absolute failure. Because if they
Hmm.
rush it and try to just throw something out there in February of a merged league, we're gonna look at it like, really? What
Like,
is
what is
this?
this crap? Yeah, we waited this long for this.
Right.
It's got to blow our
But
minds, bro.
really?
Yeah.
Like exactly. It's gotta be something that we're like, ooh,
This was
okay.
worth the wait.
I'm
Yeah.
interested. Exactly. So they have to take their time. I don't think we're gonna get an official merge announcement. I think we're gonna get, hey, the merge will take place, will be official next season, where teams from both the XFL and the UXFL will be in one league now. This season, we're gonna play out the regular seasons like we did before, but This year, the USFL teams have fields that they're going to be playing at. This team will be playing here. This team will be playing here. Yada. I think that's what we're going to get more so than anything. But I feel like they're keeping these people signed because football's happening in the spring this season.
Yeah.
We just don't
Yeah,
know how yet.
you still got it. You still got to build a roster, and be ready. So
Exactly. So thank you for that hit. That was a really good
thank
question.
you.
I like that.
Yeah.
Next and final question for today. If the spring league fails and comes back somehow, do you think they will have hardcore fans like super fans or just have people watch because they need something to watch?
People still won't even watch it then.
I don't think they'll watch it. I think
Mm-mm.
if the spring league fails this time,
That's it. Don't try bringing it
wrap.
back. Yeah, it's a wrap. You're right.
people will start watching the IFL more, arena
Yeah.
football. They'll start watching
Yeah.
indoor football and arena football a lot more. Hell, they'll even try to get it to where Canadian Football League is in America, to where we can watch it at least without having to
Yeah.
go on a website or something or pay for a certain subscription to be able to watch this. Like, trust me, if the spring league fails this final time, never again.
Yeah, they won't. Now, you might still have some hardcores there, but it's not going to be near the amount of support that it had this year, much less the amount of support that they would need to succeed. So it's going to
Because
be
you got to
even
imagine.
less.
Exactly. If you have those, if the XFL right now had the fan support and trust that they had from 2020 and from 2023, plus the fan support that the USFL's had since they come back in 2021, 2022 season, and up till now, then you may have a chance. But the problem is the XFL didn't have that fan base this past season like they did back in 2020 because they lost a lot of people because of the COVID thing shutting down the XFL. The USFL tried to take advantage of it by having their season in 2021, 2022, right? Yeah, it was 2022 season. They had their season. So they had a head start to be able to go into this year with going into their second season, but it didn't matter because they changed up how they were approaching it. You added more hubs, but didn't add hubs in cities that were where teams were located or teams were close to. Or you didn't just do the hell what you needed to and go and get fields for each team. So
Yeah.
you kind of took away all the interest. You're taking
Yep.
away all the interest by doing that. And then on top of it, you're taking away the fan support when you sit here and tell us you're merging these two leagues together. And it was months ago and we're still waiting and the season is months away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a lose-lose situation, man. It's not even going to be about money. You know what I mean?
See,
Yeah,
that's another thing. That's another thing that I'm wondering. They're going into this new league. Are they going to be patient and understand that you're going to lose money until you build up the support? And that's going to take a couple of seasons to do. Like
mhm,
the XFL claimed that they knew, and then all of a sudden investors jumped off. So they were ready to, we got to merge now. And panic
yep,
set in. So you're going to lose money the first year or two. You're going to, because of the fact that you have to get people interested in this first. And it's
yep.
going to take a couple of years. So I'm really curious and I'm wondering, I should say, where their mind is at with that in terms of like, and of course, again, I'm wondering because I don't know, because none of us know what the hell's going on.
Exactly. I agree, Demarcus. I don't
Yeah,
think the
DeMarcus,
USFL
I
should
do
take the
too.
lead. I don't.
Mhm.
I really don't. You know. Oh no, you're good, bro. You're good. There is no problem with that at all. We like talking about the spring leagues, man. I love spring league football. It's just you know,
There's just not a lot to talk
that's
about.
these
That's the problem.
assholes is not giving us a lot to
Yeah.
talk about, and I don't know if I'm gonna have a team this upcoming season. or win the
But
merge
I
happens.
do
So
agree, Demarcus, that the USFL can't take the lead. But the problem is
yeah,
they're going to. The problem is they're going to.
hmm only
You know,
because the XFL went to them.
came to them.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
where it bites the XFL in the ass. You know what I mean? You're going to your competition and saying, "Hey, we need your help." You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Pretty
So,
much, pretty much. Yeah,
well, if you need our help, then these are our terms, type of deal. So,
exactly.
you
Yeah.
know, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, and we just got to see what happens because there ain't no telling. But again, hit my man. Thank you for that
Mail
wonderful.
Thanks, Hit.
You already know, y'all. Now, something I want to talk about um, that has been talked about a lot, but we haven't really given our take on it. And this is before we're gonna get into the topic of the week, guys. But this is before we even get into it. How does everybody feel about this Michigan sign stealing scandal that's going on? Because there's been a lot of talk from different points of views on how Michigan should be punished or how the coaching staff should be punished. The whole nine. You know what I mean? Gabe, how do you feel, bro?
I don't know, man. I talked to you before we came on about what Ryan Clark said. And if y'all didn't see it, he came out and said that
Yeah, bro.
yeah,
Said
they
I
are.
I said that too, but I ain't buying no season tickets yet. I'm not wasting my money. I'm not. I'm gonna just wait.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
So I don't
Just
know where
wait.
the hell we playing at. But go ahead.
But I think that, to be honest, this does happen all the time. It still happens. It happens in the NFL. It happens in college. It happens everywhere. They just got caught. To
But the
be honest,
big
though,
deal
I think it's got.
is
I think I don't know. The investigation is really what has to reveal how much how much discipline is going to be handed down. Now, I
mhm.
know the university itself. There's supposedly, I don't know, bro. I didn't read all the details, but I got something from them saying that the team itself are the ones that are going to be involved in handing these whatever suspensions or whatever comes on. But what do you think of the fact though that we were supposed to have a ruling by now, and now
Yeah,
they're like,
Friday
yeah, we ain't
afternoon.
ready. Yeah, we ain't ready. All of a
Friday
sudden,
afternoon, we were supposed to get an announcement from the Big Ten conference commissioners and all that. We were supposed to get an announcement on what was going to happen. There was supposed to be a suspension for John Harbaugh. Is it John or Jim? Which one is it?
Jim, John
Jim. My
Harbaugh,
bad. John.
John
John.
M. What
One of
freaking
the Harbaugh
Harbaughs?
brothers. But Coach Harbaugh. There we go. He's supposed to
Yeah,
be
it's
getting
Jim.
Jim.
It's Jim though.
Okay,
It's
it's
Jim.
Jimmy. He's supposed to be getting suspended or whatever the case. But my thing is this, right? Now, this idiot Connors Stallion or whatever his name is was going to schools, dressing up in their coaching attire and standing on the sideline, stealing their signs and learning their playbook.
Yeah, that's a
Actually
whole other
studying
level.
their game plan, standing there on the
Behind
sideline
enemy
like
lines, baby. Behind enemy lines.
trying to hide his face and shit. But they know who the hell you are, stupid. That to me, you're completely cheating. You're watching them work on their game
No,
plan
you're
for your
right.
team.
You are right. Yeah, that when you're literally going behind enemy lines like that, yeah, that's way beyond just standard sign stealing.
Now, don't get me wrong. I know the kids that play on the team more than likely. We ain't gonna say for sure we know this, but more than likely don't know what the hell's going on. You know what I mean? But do you agree or disagree that if Michigan were to make it to the college football playoffs, knowing that they've assisted themselves with having information on the opposition and was able to beat the opposition because of the information they had that they obtained illegally and wrongfully and deceitfully. Do you think they should be banned from the college football playoffs if they were to make it? Do you think they should not be allowed to be in the college football playoffs if they were to win out because they cheated to get to where they're at?
Then
Now you could
see
tell they're not
this
cheating
walks
today.
that fine line. This walks that fine line with what the staff does that the players don't know about because we're assuming they didn't. To where are you going to make the players pay for this, or are you just going to punish the staff? And it happens. We see it in NCAA all the time, where they just punish the entire program. Send a message because that's what the NCAA loves to do. They love to send a message when there's an opportunity to do it. So I could honestly see them going that route. Now I know the school itself is in court, man. They're trying to kind of battle the whole thing with the Big Ten's ruling and stuff right now to keep them out for the remainder 3 games. But that ruling is what we're talking about, y'all, that didn't come, that was supposed to. So, which is why Jim isn't out there. And while they are up today, they're in the fight. They're in a battle on the field too. So, like you just said, you can tell they ain't cheated today. So, but I don't know, man. I am though of the thinking, because we know the track record of the NCAA with stuff like this. They have no problem saying, "Screw them kids. We're gonna just, the entire freaking athletic program or the entire football program is gonna be."
SMU got the death penalty for their version of cheating, which was crazy. These motherfuckers were sitting here paying kids, buying cars for these kids and giving them gifts and money and jewelry and buying their parents' houses and stuff. And they got the death penalty.
And now it's all legal. So now they can do all that. But
it's like, come on now.
Yeah. But I do think that the NCAA, if given the opportunity, they will make an example.
Exactly, Rig. Players may not have known, but the staff knew and used that to prep their players.
Yeah.
You're sitting here having this dude Connor Stallion go onto these sidelines during their practices throughout the week and steal their play calls, so that way you know what to expect from them. You're stealing their whole game plan. You're watching the whole game plan that's this team is working on for your upcoming matchup with them. That's cheating.
It is.
That's just blatantly cheating. And I could care less if the players had nothing to do with it. At the end of the day, your coaches put y'all in this situation, sadly.
How many players are you going to see transferring out of Michigan after all this is said and done?
It depends on what happens. It depends.
Well, I don't think what happens. Well, I don't think they can. Yeah, but I mean, if let's say the NCAA hits them with a bowl ban for like 3 years, you know what I mean? Then you've got players saying, "Okay, you know what?
I'm not going to Michigan. We ain't even gonna play in a bowl game."
Yeah, I'm gonna
have an undefeated season.
I'm gonna jump ship because I've got NFL scouts that I need to be able to perform in the postseason for. You know what I mean? So this could have, besides like bowl ramifications in the future and the coaches being suspended or not allowed to coach,
scholarships.
This could have a big effect on the players that are playing for them now, that they recruited so highly, because these guys are going to be like, okay, I'm out. I'm out. But either way, if you're a player and you didn't know about this, you can't trust your coaching staff now. You can't. And we played this game, bro, you and me. And no matter what level you play at, you have to be able to trust your coaches, because those are the guys that are giving you the game plan. They're the ones preparing you every single week to go out there and battle on that field. If you can't trust your coaches, dog, you know what? I'm out, man. I can't trust you.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to have a big effect too. I think you're right. I think some of these players are going to jump ship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I look at it like this: the players who don't jump ship, oh, you about that life then? You don't mind cheating.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna scar the franchise or the school itself, because now you're gonna be known as cheaters. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Anybody part of this class right now, of this team right now this year, yeah, that's going to be their label. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it's sad for these players. It's sad for the players too that maybe won't have the clout to be able to transfer to a school as big as Michigan, as well known.
Right.
You know, some of these guys might have to go to that next level down type of school just to get away from this, because you don't want this clinging to you if you have an opportunity to get into the next level of football after
Exactly.
college. You don't
This
want this
transfer
clinging
portal
to you.
might be lit up this offseason,
Yeah,
just
absolutely,
like it
bro.
was last year.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
transfer portal might get lit up. But honestly, I think if these top 6 teams went out, top 5 teams, top 4 teams went out, right? And Michigan is one of them. There's already evidence out there that you were cheating. There's already evidence. You had a whole staff member on another team's sideline dressed up like he was a staff member on their sideline. That's just completely cheating. He's watching
How
everything that's going on. So
you know what's going to say a lot about Michigan too, the actual school, the athletic program, because after all this, bro, and if they get hit hard, how do you keep Jim Harbaugh there? Everybody's got to be fired on that
you got to
staff.
fire him.
Everybody
You got
has
to
to be.
fire.
The
Yeah,
entire
you got to
staff.
fire that
To
whole
me,
staff. Yep.
exactly. Yeah, you
Michigan
have
just
to,
scored again
because
too.
because if you keep him there, that's just saying that y'all had a hand in this. The athletic
Yep.
department knew what was going on. If you keep him there. You
Yep.
know, at this point, you let it play out, let the investigation, let the sanctions come down, and then you say, okay, we're gonna clean house.
hmm
You
But they're
have to.
not doing that.
Yeah,
We all know how the NCAA is. It's going to take a while. It's going to
yeah.
take some time for us to even hear a ruling. And
They might not even get a
I still
ruling
feel
until
that,
bowl season, man.
and I
You
feel
know,
that's so wrong, because if Michigan makes it to the college football playoff, I
they
feel,
should not
and
deserve to
they,
be there.
they, they don't deserve it. And
Mm.
they are taking away from another team who did everything cleanly and deserved to be in the college football playoff. That's another reason why
Yeah,
I think they need to change. I'm happy that they're changing the format of the college football playoff to like a 12-team format. So I'm happy
yeah,
because now you're giving more teams who deserve an opportunity to be in the college football playoff and have a chance to play for the national championship. You're giving them more of an opportunity and more of a chance now. So at the end of the day, everything needs to change when it comes to this college football playoff stuff. But I don't feel that Michigan deserves to be in the college football playoff if they were to win out, because of the fact that the
yeah,
way you got there was not by the
yeah.
book.
That record y'all have right now, to me, is basically it's
Tainted.
it means nothing. It means nothing. It's tainted.
hmm
Yeah, it is. It
It's
really
definitely
is. So
tainted, man.
I don't
Even
think they
right now,
deserve to
you're
be
up
there.
24-9 right now. I just don't feel. I feel like Penn State has a better defense, and they should have won. They should be up right now, and it's just like certain things, man. You look at certain things this season. After certain things like this come up, you just start going back and look at some of these games, and I just look at certain things, and it's like, yeah, you
You
cheated
know what?
against
The
huge ass
NCAA is
teams.
hoping for. The NCAA is hoping that for a loss. They want this team to
hmm
lose so that they can say, okay, now we've got a reason to keep them out. No, you've got a reason already.
You've already got evidence of them cheating. You have
You
the
can
evidence
you
of
can
them
say,
cheating.
look, until we give you the big picture of suspension or sanctions, y'all
Mhm.
can't play. Y'all can't play in a bowl game this year because you're
Exactly.
under investigation right now. I think that has to be a thing. If you're currently being investigated for cheating, guess what? You're under investigation. You can't go nowhere. You can't do nothing. No, you can't play.
Why Michigan just punt or just kicked the ball after the touchdown, right? And just got an interception.
Yeah, they're gonna win this game.
No, now here comes the blowout. See, we were just saying it's a close game. It was 17-9. It's 24-9, and they just got an interception.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
mean,
he caught that
I'm just
too. He
saying.
caught that.
I'm just saying.
And NCAA is going to have to really say, you know what,
See, now
we're
I
gonna.
wouldn't do. I wouldn't go that far. rig. I wouldn't go that far because now you're taking away them kids' season. Let them play out the season. It'll hurt more if they play out the season and win
And can't go nowhere.
and
Yeah.
can't go to a bowl game or even
Yeah.
participate
It's
in
like,
the
damn, we
college football
finished
playoff.
undefeated. We're undefeated and we ain't even in a bowl game. Thanks, coach.
We're
You
undefeated
know
and
what I'm
we're
saying?
irrelevant.
Yeah.
How would that sound? How would that make you feel as a college football player? We done sat here and put our whole everything into this season, went undefeated, and we're irrelevant
Yeah.
and don't even get to participate
The,
in the
the
CFP.
problem, too, with not allowing to finish the season is because with whatever teams they got coming up, there's a lot of money, TV money, stuff like that. That is just, it's going to go into that. So that it would be really, really difficult for them to work around that right now. But NCAA just has to do it. They just have to say, look, even if we're not giving you the full sanctions right now, you're being investigated. So you can't play in the postseason. I'm sorry, you can't.
Yeah, I think
You
they
know?
should be banned from postseason play for
Yeah.
sure. I definitely think they should be banned from postseason play, but let them finish out the rest of the season. If they win out, it's irrelevant. It don't mean nothing. Hell, take away their ranking.
Yeah. Yeah. You're at
You
least
know what I mean? Take away their ranking.
giving these players these last few games to get some film on there in case they do hit the transfer portal.
Exactly.
You know, so like we said,
Exactly.
it may not be their fault, but it is one team, falls under that umbrella. But at least you're giving them a chance to say, okay, finish out your games because y'all ain't going to the postseason. What you do after that is up to you if you stay or not.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's how we feel about this. You know what I mean? I think that with more news coming out, we'll find out more and we'll be able to dive deep more into how we feel about the outcome. I think if the Big Ten finally does make a decision as far as an indefinite suspension for Harbaugh or a ban has to come from the NCAA. So the Big Ten is not going to do any. They can't do anything about a ban, and stopping them from playing in bowl games. But what the Big Ten can do is taint their record even more by stripping them of those conference wins. So they can do something to that. So it's going to be interesting to see, what happens coming up. You know what I mean? It's really going to be interesting to see what happens.
Oh, I know. Ohio State fans are looking and laughing at this staff right now, the Michigan staff.
Yeah,
like, you bunch of dumbasses,
Screw blue. Look, they hate each other. Look, Michigan and Ohio State fans hate each other. But
yeah, they do.
Now that we're on the topic of college football, that brings us to the topic of the week, which is going to be something new that we're going to start doing, like I was telling you guys. And with the topic of the week, let's see how this jingle sounds.
Got me
Get
going
it. I
for a
like
minute,
that.
man.
Hey, you know what I mean? I like that. How would you? I asked this question on Facebook, and I wanted to know how people felt about HBCUs being added to the Pac-12 in 2024, being that they're depleted as hell. And I mean depleted, okay? And I'm going back and I'm looking up, some of the comments I got, because the crazy thing is I got a lot of comments, and the comments that I got were, I'm gonna just let y'all hear it. I'm gonna go and find one of the comments. I gotta actually find one of the comments because, bro, it's just like people don't know how college sports work. Obviously, people do not know how college sports work because every single person that has commented on this keeps saying the same thing. It's about money. It's about money. It's not. All right. Now, one guy says most of them aren't really big schools. Travel could be an issue. You don't know how college sports work. Another guy says, listen to this game. He says the HBCUs wouldn't help at all. The competition level would be brutal. The Mountain West is in the driver's seat and should just add Wazoo and Oregon State and become a Pac 5 by becoming or a Power 5 by becoming the new Pac.
Oh my god.
What? What?
Just tell us you don't know what you're talking about without telling us you don't know what you're talking about.
I go on to say, well, Colorado basically has a whole roster of HBCU kids. And from what I see, they have talent. Because they just competed with USC and only lost 48-41 against USC with the current Heisman Trophy winner from last year, Caleb Williams, the projected #1 draft pick in this or next year's NFL draft. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, Shador Sanders, Deion Sanders' son. Yeah, him pretty good.
Yeah. Right?
Him pretty good. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of talent. And in college football or in any type of football, any given Saturday or Sunday, a P5 team could lose to a smaller team. So I don't want to hear that. It has nothing to do with just the talent. He says, but most of them are from 1A schools. They also are all on the East Coast. So travel will be an issue. My question is this. People don't know how college sports work. Listen to me. These Power 5 conference schools, hell, FBS schools get paid to be in conferences. They get paid to be in the conference that they're in. Their boosters and their athletic directors raise money and make money for them to have travel expenses taken care of, and this is that and the third. You think it's going to really be hard for the NCAA, knowing that they need teams to keep the Pac-12 a conference, to keep the Pac a conference? They need teams. They need these different schools to come in and fill up the Pac-12, or you no longer have a Pac-12. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, why would it be a bad idea? And I keep asking these people, like, why would it be a bad idea? Oh, travel. I said, I responded back to this guy. I said, actually, a good number of those kids were transferred from Jackson State. But again, the Pac-12 will have 2 teams next year. Instead of adding D1 schools who don't win ever, add some HBCU schools that will be more competitive and bring talent. Just look at how many NFL Hall of Famers who have made it from an HBCU school and that didn't get the exposure as those other Power 5 teams. Also, with the Pac-12 needing teams, don't think cost would be a problem. The NCAA would make sure that those teams would be able to represent the Pac-12.
See, and there's ways around this with the travel, bro, because that's when you get a schedule for a lot of those teams where if they're playing anybody that's out there on the West Coast or the western part of the United States, then you're playing back-to-back road games. That's why they do stuff like that. You know, even the NFL does it, you know, where like when you see a team playing the Niners and the following week, they're playing the Chargers and they're both on the road. They stay there. That's why they do that. It's cost effective, especially in the NCAA.
And now
there's ways around all that.
These kids can have their classes online while the teacher's actually online doing the class. They do it all the time.
Yeah, and it's something that, trust me, the HBCU schools know the kind of attention this would bring, kind of money this would bring to their not just their athletic programs, but to the school as a whole. So
One guy
they'll work
says,
with it.
exactly. One guy says, I love it. They should have done it years ago. Another guy says, I don't think they want to join. They enjoy being their own league and having their own history. Here's the thing. If these HBCU schools jump into the FBS Power 5 conferences, do you know what that does for the legacy of a HBCU?
Yeah.
They've defeated the odds. They've beat the odds. They told y'all
Plus,
that, hey, a historical black college can compete on the level of a USC, a Notre Dame, a Florida, a Oklahoma or Texas, a Ohio State or Michigan. I'm just saying, come on now. There's plenty
plus,
of
like
talent.
he says, we don't know if they want to join. Well, why don't you ask the players? How many of those players are going to tell you, you know what? I have a better chance of making it into the NFL with an HBCU if we're in a big conference. Because the
Exactly.
ones that are there now that are talented, they're getting passed over because of the level it is right now, not for the talent, because the level. This would help them. So if you were to ask the players, I'll guarantee you they'd be like, hell yeah, let's go play against the big dogs. Show them what we
Because
got.
look at Jackson State. 2 seasons in a row, they won the SWAC,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just imagine if they played just as good against Power 5 teams and still had the record that they had.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's Jackson State in the top 10 AP polls. That's history being made.
Mm-hmm.
That's more of a legacy for new students coming in wanting to join an HBCU school. Well, hell, I can go to this HBCU school and still get to play the likes of Ohio State, Oklahoma, Texas, Florida, Florida State, Clemson, all these high-level schools, or Oregon, a USC, a Washington. But at the end of the day, these kids want to play at that level of competition so they can show their skills. You don't think the NCAA can make that happen knowing that they need teams in the Pac-12?
Yeah.
Think of the question I really ask, guys. With the Pac-12 being depleted next season, meaning they only have 2 teams.
And the NCAA doesn't want the Pac-12 to completely go away because there's history in that conference that is a
Mhm.
big part. They are the Pac-12 going all the way back to the Pac-8 and the 10 and the 12 have always been the premier conference in the western part of NCAA.
Exactly.
So it's not like they're just saying, that's okay. Let them just dissolve
Yes.
and go away. No, they're not saying that. Trust me. NCAA
At
is
all.
probably gonna be looking to see what the Pac-12 wants to do, and as long as it's reasonable, they will approve it. They will.
Yep. And they'll make sure that those teams, or excuse me, those schools have funds for travel, for this,
Mhm.
that, and the third. They're going to have everything they
Yeah.
need. Because if you don't know, the NCAA also pays these teams a portion of money each season to stay. These teams that are moving and realigning, you want to know why? More money. More money for
Yeah.
their school.
Mm-hmm. That's
How do you
what it
think
comes
these
down
teams,
to, bro.
these
It
schools
all
make
comes
their
down
money?
to the almighty dollar, man. That's what it all comes down to. And you're right,
Yep.
Rig. You're absolutely right. All 3 of those last 3 comments you just put up from him. Yes. Ton of great talent HBCU. We just don't get to hear about them like we would if it was in a Power 5 conference. Exactly. You give
Like,
these kids a chance to go and prove themselves, I guarantee you're going to see what people have talked about, what we've talked about with the talent in HBCU.
look at Shador Sanders. Prime example. Prime. Prime example. I got receipts.
I like that transition,
No,
bro. That was
but
nice.
but
That was
but
nice.
prime example. Shador Sanders is a prime example.
Yeah.
2 years at Jackson State. First year at Colorado, he's in the Heisman conversation. Whether he's there right this moment, from the start of the season to at least week 5, he was in the Heisman conversation.
Let me give you another name, Travis Hunter.
A two-way
Mhm,
player
mhm. Who was
from
also in
HBCU.
that early Heisman talk until the
He
injury
got
and the
injured.
stuff with the pen. Yeah, but that's another example. There is talent there, y'all. There is legit talent there. It just needs a chance to shine on the bigger
Mhm.
stage. That's it.
And they
That's it.
got their chance. Colorado was 1-11 last year. 1 and
Mhm.
11 out of 12 games. This season, they're 5 and they're 4-5 right now. Have the chance to be
Yeah,
5-5 after
yeah.
today.
And wait till you
That's
see what
4
they
more
do.
wins.
Got more talent. I guarantee you, Coach Prime is probably still looking at the HBCU schools this year, and
Mhm.
he's like, "All right, I like you. Who want to transfer over here to Colorado next year?"
Just imagine if Grambling was in the
Hmm.
Pac-12.
Yeah,
Southern,
exactly.
Jackson State,
Jackson State. Yeah,
Savannah State, where Shannon Sharp went. Just imagine if some of these schools that are like in these conferences that are really good though, and they come up into the Pac-12.
hmm yeah. This would be the only opportunity. Don't they? I think it's a great. I like the idea, bro. If it's possible to happen, which it is, because these conferences are already Division 1. You know what I mean? They're already in Division 1 NCAA football, so these schools
Ano-
can come there. It can happen,
Another
but
person said most aren't ready. Cost a lot of money to be D1, but I'd like to see a few jump.
they are
How
D1.
are how are they not ready though? How are they not ready
5 conferences of HBCU that are considered Division 1.
right now?
So I don't know, man. Some see this because, like you were saying, though, some of them y'all just don't understand what you're talking about when you're putting this stuff down there. And the internet don't like the internet exposes a lot of idiocy,
Yeah,
ignorance,
yeah,
you know, stuff like that, man. But I would be all for it, bro. To be honest, and you don't even have to completely take all the schools. I don't think they would completely do that. But how you sprinkle in some HBCU schools in there, along with some from like, let's say, like a Mountain West teams or something like that, you put them in there. Get San Diego State to do something there, but just an example, and you can have something there, bro. But the HBCUs would be, I think, in my opinion, a very
yeah,
successful move for them to make.
for sure, bro. For sure. Right. It's something that I was just thinking about. Like, how could the Pac-12 stay alive without getting other teams that are in other conferences who still suck? At
Yeah,
least you can get some of these
yeah,
HBCU teams who will be more competitive and surprise a
yeah,
lot of people. So that
yeah.
I wanted to know how you guys feel,
It
as
would be
well.
the it would be the only way for them to get their shine, man, because and show what they can do. Because that's the problem. Like college football is not like college basketball, where the 64 tournament, it's like that's when you see those schools start to
Yep.
come in and show you, look who we are, and they can beat down the big dogs in the tournament. NCAA
Hell,
doesn't always allow them that unless you're playing a money game. You know what I'm saying?
hell,
So
take that for instance, college basketball, for instance, like you said, a lot of schools that were nobodies before are somebodies now.
because they had an opportunity in the tournament. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that could be the same
That's all it
situation
takes.
here. Yeah. They just give them a
You
chance,
got to
man.
look at it from that. These, come on now, Viola University, Virginia Commonwealth,
Mm-hmm.
Butler. Like, you
Yeah.
start looking at some of these
And
college basketball teams who've made a name for themselves and grew the name of their college,
Gonzaga,
which is why I went.
Gonzaga, nobody who
Gonzaga,
knew who the hell Gonzaga was until all of a sudden they came on in the NCAA. Now look at them. Now look at them. It's just
they're
an
one of the
example,
top
though.
recruiting schools when it
Yeah.
comes to college basketball. You know what I mean? So if the football side of things worked in the same type of way, give these HBCU schools an opportunity to see what the new Pac-12 would look like with a bunch of HBCU schools and a couple of regular ass Power 5 conference schools. You know what I mean?
And you're
Let's see
yeah,
how it works.
yeah. And you're right, Rick. I was thinking about that. Like these players, if some of these moves were to happen, let's say Jackson State went to the Pac-12, with some of these other mixed-in schools from other conferences that were top in their conference, and some of the other top HBCU schools, these guys would be hungry, bro. Like these players would be hungry. And these schools, I'm telling you, somebody said what you said, that you read a comment that one said, I don't think they want to do it. Why not? Why not? The HBCUs, they know them. They know how that would open up even more recruiting right
Hell
there,
yeah.
which means
Hell.
more students.
North Dakota State, South Dakota State, all them teams in FCS in Division II.
Yeah.
You don't think they would
Yeah.
want to be able to jump up and jump into the Pac-12
Jeez.
and actually be competitive and then get to show their skill against these other teams and these other Power 5 conferences like the Big 10, the SEC, the ACC, and the Big 12 and things like that? You don't think they would want to do that? Oh, no, it's just too expensive. Money won't be an option or be an issue because guess who needs teams? The Pac-12.
Yeah.
And guess who's going to make sure that they have teams in the Pac-12? The NCAA. That's all I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying. So for me, I just feel like it could help the future of college football, most importantly. It could help the future of college football, and it could keep the Pac-12 alive and give teams that are smaller schools that don't get the recognition that they deserve, HBCUs most importantly. And I just say, fill up the Pac-12 with HBCUs. You ain't got no more damn West Coast teams, except 2. You ain't got no more damn West Coast teams. And everybody's like, oh, cost and travel. Come on now. You got USC going to what? The Big 10? So they're going to be playing Nebraska and Ohio State and Michigan. We talk about travel. They're going to be traveling. Come on now. They're going to be traveling across the damn country to play Rutgers in the Big 10. They're going to be traveling across the damn country to play Maryland. Oh, but because they're USC and they have all this money, where do you think that money's coming from? Not just the boosters, the NCAA as well. So learn what y'all talking about before y'all start talking out the side of y'all necks, please. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this isn't about just the money side. It's about keeping the Pac-12 alive, as well as giving HBCU schools an opportunity for those student athletes to have a real shot at the NFL. Because you imagine bringing these HBCU schools, and then one of these kids from an HBCU school is the leading Heisman candidate next season.
Yeah.
Then what you gonna say? Oh, we're not gonna draft the Heisman Trophy
They're
winner?
gonna say nothing. They ain't gonna say
You
nothing.
think the NFL won't draft that Heisman Trophy winner because he went to a HBCU school? No. The NFL is gonna be like, you know what? He's the Heisman Trophy winner.
And after that, the NFL is going to be like, we need to start scouting these HBCU players a little more.
Exactly. Exactly. So at the end of the day, I think that's what it is. Gabe, anything else you want to add to that?
No, sir. That pretty much sums it up, man. I'd be on board with it. I would be. Absolutely.
Word up, word up, word up. Well, that about wraps it up for today, guys. That was the first of many to come. We've reached episode 38 of the Gridiron Show, which I'm so excited for. We're 12 episodes away from episode 50 already. I'm super excited for that, man. I want to thank you guys for all the support that you've been giving me. And Gabe, I wouldn't be at episode 38 if it wasn't for you, brother, and helping me keep this show going the way you do. So thank you.
Hey, brother.
Really appreciate you, man.
I have fun with it, brother. That's all I got to say. I still appreciate you bringing me on. I appreciate how your viewers, your fan base has, taken me in, man. And hell, I am part of the Gridiron now, baby. And
And
it's
vice
all
versa now.
good. It's all good.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I'm saying? So I love it. I'm loving it, bro. Let's keep rolling, man. Let's keep doing this.
Yes, sir.
And I
next
know,
week,
guys, I know I'm not here every week, guys, and I apologize. It's a rough, this time of the year it'll be a little bit harder, but when I can't be here every single week, when I can't be here, I guarantee you I'm going to give you my all and do my part, with my partner to just bring you guys the best show that I can from my part. And I know he's going to bring it
Yes,
every single
sir.
week, man. So much love to you
Yes,
all.
sir. And don't forget, guys, you want to send in your fan mail questions to the Gridiron. You'll send it right there to the Gridiron Podcast at gmail.com. And if you want to send your fan mail questions over to Gridiron Nation Podcast, you'll do so at gridironnationpodcast at gmail.com. And that'll get you your fan mail questions over to Double G for his shows that he normally does on Tuesdays when the season's going on and on Sundays when it's off season. So
Yeah.
remember, guys, Mountain Standard Time, too. Don't be forgetting. It's Mountain Standard Time. So
Yeah.
always remember that.
So
But
like I
make sure you
always
send
say,
your fan mail
adjust
questions.
accordingly because we can't adjust your time for you. Y'all got to know where you're at, okay?
Damn right. And if you don't follow Gabe yet, go ahead and follow him on all his socials. They're right there at the bottom of the screen for you. Just follow him on all
Yeah.
social media networks.
TikTok,
And
TikTok, you'll be patient. If y'all do TikTok, be patient with me because the videos are done very sparingly. I don't do a lot
yeah,
of TikTok.
me too.
But I gotta be on there, man. So
You might get me come on and do a live real quick, and that'll be my
yeah,
TikTok
yeah.
for about a month, and then I'll give you another one. So that's just how I rock with TikTok, man. But make sure you also. I wasn't gonna forget my boy Rig Rocker and the X Fan Legion. We're still doing the event in Houston for the Houston Women's Area Shelter or Houston Area Women's Shelter, excuse me, January 13th. So make sure you guys, if you live in the Houston area or around the Houston area and can actually get there to help support, make sure you guys hit up my boy Rick Rocker, get the information on exactly where it's going to be, so you guys know what all you need and all that good stuff. But don't forget, man, go out there and support the Houston area women's shelter and this fundraiser and this event that's being taken place out there by the X Fan Legion and all of us super fans of the XFL, man. So make sure you guys go and show that love to my boy Rick Rocker. If you need any information, just hit him up and he'll point you in the right direction. Also, next week we will be having another topic of the week segment. Um, it's going to be a weekly thing now. So we'll put a question out there on social media, whether it be on Twitter or Facebook. But I did it on Facebook just because they have the
Yeah.
Facebook groups and everything. But I'm actually going to put it on Twitter this week as well. And we'll see what we get from Twitter and we'll see what we get from Facebook. So we'll come up with a nice topic for this week. I don't know what it is yet. Me and Gabe haven't really discussed it yet. But that HBCU into the Pac-12 or just coming into Power 5 conferences in general, I wanted to really get that out of the way because I didn't know how people would take it, and it was nice to get some responses. It was definitely nice to get some responses and to see what people's take was on, their take on it was. But as you can see, a lot of people don't pay attention to how college football really works. So it is what it is. But we're gonna have a great topic for you guys next week. I hope everybody participates in the post and just give us your opinions and let us know, how you feel about the topic that we'll have for this week. And again, all the support and love that you guys give us, man, to keep this show going every week. I greatly appreciate it for sure. And I want to thank you guys. You want to address
Thank you guys.
I want to address you guys the way I do because you motivate me to keep going. That's why I keep always thanking you guys for your support. No matter how many people show up to the show or are here at the beginning and not here at the end, it doesn't matter to me. You showed up, you participated by talking with
Exactly,
us and
brother.
giving us,
Exactly.
So we just love you
Hey,
guys for
I got to
everything.
tell you, bro, like growing up in music, and this is a common
Mhm.
thing that my brother has always taught me because people that he met in music taught him. You've seen it was a big thing with the Temptations, all this stuff, and I live by it. And it's relevant to what you just said. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you get 1,000 people or one person. That one person is taking their time to join you, to watch you. So
Yeah,
you put on the best damn show you can, bro.
you
Whether it's
damn
one
right.
person or 1,000, you bring it every single time, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. And growing up in music, like, see, and that's the thing. I think that's another thing that we relate on. We both grew up in music. You know, I'm a singer, Gabe's a rapper, and
Yeah.
being able to relate to that comment, you know, you have to just put on a show. You
Hmm.
know, when I go into the booth and record music, I always record my music like I'm on stage performing.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
You have to. Yeah.
when you hear it on as a finished product, you feel that power. You feel
Yeah.
everything that I put into it. You know what I mean? You feel the emotion I'm feeling in that song. You feel what I'm singing. You feel everything that comes with it. If you don't give it your all every time you're in that studio, if you don't
Hmm.
perform like you're on a stage, whether there's
Exactly.
10,000 people or 10 people, you have to do it the same way. And that's how I always looked at it. That's why I was always able to go
Yeah.
out on stage and have fun. When I got up on stage,
Yeah.
I would always perform. It didn't matter who was there. I performed in front of 5 people. I performed in front of 5,000 people, and I didn't do nothing differently. I put on the damn show, you
And
know.
y'all
So
don't understand, man. When you're doing these shows where it's like 10 people in the house, it's not easy to
yeah,
still
it's discouraging.
bring it, to get motivated enough to still bring the show. But you know what?
Yep,
Just like these shows that we do now, don't matter how many of y'all there are. We've got
yep.
it ingrained in us now that we're going to bring you the best show every single week, man. Just like if we were doing music. And speaking of music, y'all, I'm almost done put together the official theme
Yes,
song of the Gridiron Show.
it's
I've
going
got it.
down. I
I've
can't
got it
wait.
all together, man. I've been working on the lyrics because, like you said, you see the way I do it, man, the way you bring out that charisma in your music is you got to remember, you got to learn the song first. So I've been working on it. I'm
Hmm.
learning it. And then once I get in here and I got it down in here, then I perform it. I perform it in the
Exactly.
studio. And that's what y'all going to hear. But hey, I'm hoping this week, Jersey, to have something to send you. I'm
Okay.
crossing my fingers
Oh,
to
I'm
have it.
excited.
But the goal is we will be before Thanksgiving, but I'm hoping to have something this week. It's just a matter of how much studio time I can get in here. But we'll see. But
Gotcha.
it's there. It's there. We're right there. We're right there, man. So
Word up.
I think y'all gonna
So
dig it though. I think y'all gonna dig it.
get ready, y'all. Get ready, y'all.
Yeah.
New things are happening with the gridiron. You see, we brought out a new segment for the show now, you know, to make the show a little bit more interesting for you guys to start bringing in more viewers from the
Mhm.
outside who aren't really looking in. But
Yeah.
like we always say, man, you got to keep grinding. You got to keep moving forward, and the blessings will come. You know what I mean?
They
So
will. They
I'm
will.
gonna
You
let
just
Gabe
gotta
do what he
keep
do
going.
and
You're
take
gonna
it
let me
away.
do it. All right, man. So we always talk to you guys about like Jersey was saying, man, y'all keep him motivated. And that's the effect that y'all can have here. You're not just a name that we see in the comments, or somebody we just chat with online. It's like if you're there and you're participating, man, and you're feeding this thing that we call the gridiron, then you are part of what keeps it going. You're part of the motivation. You're one of the cogs that keeps us going. You know what I'm saying? So that works for everything in life, y'all. Y'all have an effect on everything, positive or negative. It's up to you. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. But just know
Mhm.
that y'all have been having this positive effect on both of us. And that is why I will always tell you guys that no matter what life's going to bring at you, it don't matter. Stay motivated, guys. Stay motivated because y'all keep motivating others around you. You know what I'm saying? And they feed off of that. So whether it's going bad, it don't matter, man, because all you got to do is pick yourself up, brush it off, look at life, say, swing at me again, and you're going to be ready for it that next time. You know why? Because you're going to evolve. Because all y'all got to
Yes,
do
sir.
is
It's
be water, my
be water,
friends.
my friends. Peace
Yeah.
out, y'all. We love you. Holla
It's
at
all
your
love.
boys. Till
Yeah.
next week. And be ready. Next week's gonna be
Go
another great show,
Cowboys,
man.
baby. So beat down coming
Damn right.
tomorrow.
Beat down. Beat down. It's gonna be another great game. So y'all get ready for that.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, in between time, man, we love y'all. Till next Saturday. Make sure you check out Gabe's show this Tuesday, whether it be audio only or live. He'll let you know. So you gotta follow him. So get ready, man. The Gridiron podcast show and Gridiron Nation podcast show have a lot of
I'm
things coming
gonna
for
be
you guys
looking
in the
for you
future.
after the game, Rig. All right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Ohio State.